All my bad ass bitches, fuck them jealous ass bitches. All my bad ass bitches, fuck them jealous ass bitches. All my bad ass bitches, fuck them jealous ass bitches. All my bad ass bitches, fuck them jealous ass bitches. I'm a bad ass bitch, and let you know I ain't that bullshit. You keep me wrong, I'm a walk in this shit. Hit shit, don't shit, dog shit. Cause all I'm trying to do is keep it real, and let you know how I feel. I'm a man for respect. And it's not, it's okay, I'm gon' check. Respect me when I come through. I'm looking good, I'm kidding, my crew. I brought you all, I'll whoop you. Trying to think, tough to speak, dirty weak. I do your thing, don't be scared. But then I gotta be done on the train. Just how I got you, but I won't see you. But you don't know what that is going to go to. I can't hear you, don't be a fire. You tell that world, always worried about us. You tell that world, ain't gonna never have. Oh, tell that girl, always worried about her. You tell that girl, and you know it too. You arguing with your man, talking about me, but when you know you calling up, praying he for me. ASPC, but who's in the bag? You ready with your head, and you facing me. I'm looking good, understand why you facing me. Cause your man, he's a dog, and he's dogging you. I'm getting mine, and it's time on your mind. Get it right, don't be jealous, take it right on me. It's your man, he's a different, you ain't on the beat. Understand that it's fine, I'm jealous to me. That you walk right by, then not to see. All outside, just blow the eye. That you fucking up the shit, that you want to fight. Kill when I try to do, you so jealous to me. Running, it up, so I keep wanting to be. You hold on to your fire. You tell that world, always worried about us. You tell that world, ain't gon' never have. Oh, tell that world, always worried about us. You tell that girl, when I did it, I'll say, girl, yeah, you on the bad shit. You mind all the time, don't use your mind. Trying to find out what I'm doing, so the next time. Get a life, y'all, get my word about me. Get your own shit, don't make them fighting on me. Never got it all, never taking the fall. That's like nothing but the time, word is all. You hold on to your fire. You tell that world, always worried about us. You tell that world, ain't gon' never have. Oh, tell that world, always worried about us. You tell that world, don't be a fire. You tell that world, always worried about us. You tell that world, ain't gon' never have. Oh, tell that world, always worried about us. You tell that world,
Nail fungus got you.
What the fuck do I hear? There is something. Oh, that's what it was. Jesus! Running on color time, y'all. We're going to do one more song selection, and then we're going to get into the thick of this shit, baby. Okay. Thumbs up as you're coming into the stream, please.
In a nigga stupid hole, how you think he won't fuck your best friend and your sister? Lie to ya, against ya, get mad if his homeboy sue ya. He's a nigga, don't let him fool ya. They all dogs, that's what they do. So you can stop to the shit they do and get your own shit, that's what you do. And don't worry about him or his juice, man. You make him sweat dust on your shit, man. You ride by music high as hell too. He's watching you, lusting with his bitch too. Smile at him, nod at him, keep riding. You see him later cause you wanna stop by. When he sees you off the chain looking good too. You even got his bitch wanna freak you. Don't trust no nigga, no. You can't trust no nigga, no. Don't trust no nigga, no. You can't trust no nigga, no. Don't trust no nigga, no. You can't trust no nigga, no. Don't trust no nigga, no. You can't trust no nigga, no. Now when he comes, open up, let him freak you. Do all the things, freaky things bitch can't do. From the back to the side, just ride in. Tighten up, rip it down, shit's wild then. Get him up, put him out, nigga, get gone. She's the one cussing, blowing up your cell phone. I'm over you, yeah, you had to learn the hard way. I give a fuck about what you might have to say. Cause you see, I'm a queen in the end, though. You see where you're gonna be in the end, bro. Knowing nothing with nothing stuck in the hood. While I'm straight, looking, loving, living real good. So trust a nigga, fuck a nigga, get your own shit. To let him know that it's fucking with a raw bitch. Put a head on the shoulder, knows how it goes. And when it's time to let a motherfucker get gone. Don't trust no nigga, no, no. You can't trust no nigga, no, no. Don't trust no nigga, no, no. You can't trust no mother, no, no. Don't trust no nigga, no, no. You can't trust no nigga, no, no. Don't trust no nigga, no, no. You can't trust no mother, no, no. Nigga, nigga, don't be but that fuck ass nigga ain't shit. You put your trust in the nigga, don't be but that fuck ass nigga ain't shit. You put your trust in the nigga, don't be but that fuck ass nigga ain't shit. You put your trust in the nigga, don't be but that fuck ass nigga ain't shit. Oh, you put baby home, don't feel at home.
That nigga don't mean you no good.
Oh, you put baby home, don't feel at home. That nigga don't mean you no good. Oh, you put baby home, I'm feel at home. That nigga don't mean you no good. Oh, you put baby home, don't feel at home. That nigga don't mean you no good. No, don't trust no nigga, don't trust no nigga, don't trust no nigga, don't trust no, don't trust no nigga, don't trust no nigga, don't trust no mother, no, no, don't trust no nigga, don't trust no nigga, don't trust no nigga, don't trust no, don't trust no nigga, don't trust no nigga, don't trust no mother, no, no, don't trust no nigga, no, no, you can't trust no nigga, no, no, don't trust no nigga, no, no, you can't trust no mother, no, no, don't trust no nigga, no, no, you can't trust no nigga, no, no, don't trust no nigga, no, no, you can't trust no mother, no, no.
What's going on, Conscious crew? Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. It is your favorite commentator, your favorite breakdown commentator, Consciouztv fucking V. Girl, from the Shade Room to TMZ to CNN to EPSN, girl. Y'all already know what the hell we're here to talk about, girl. It is splattered all over the media at this point, and we have quite a bit of it to get into on this here video starring, girl. Larry D. Reid might be joining us as well. One of my best friends and my mentor, honey. Because y'all may have some questions, okay? So the doctor may, in fact, be joining us, okay? Now, you guys know that last night he was on Storm and Rose platform, girl, and gave an exclusive. We went over there and showed our entire ass, so make sure that you guys check out Storm's commentary for last night. And also, a residential baby mother, Tasha K, also did a 30-minute interview with the doctor as well, girl. Okay, and was getting into some things over there, girl. So there's been a lot of coverage and a lot of conversation and a lot of dialogue and a lot of speculation, and there's just a lot going on, girl. Y'all also know that the bishop in question also had a face-off with Larry and one of his guests on Instagram that has also went viral, baby, okay? And the bishop caught himself cussing Larry and his guests clean the fucks out. Now, I have not seen the initial commentary, but I have, in fact, seen Larry's commentary after the fact. I have seen all the interviews that Larry has done, and I've also spoken with the doctor personally as well. So we're actually going to watch the initial fallout because I haven't seen this yet. Maybe some of you guys haven't seen this yet. We're going to play it here, girl, and do a live reaction, and then I'm going to give my thoughts and my commentary and everything chill. Okay, now I told y'all that the bald-headed spirit of Judas has been running clean up and through the black church, girl. Y'all know Kim Burrell popped it off, and then the bald-headed spirit of Judas found its way into T.D. Jakes, girl. And now, baby, it done hit the damn Whitehead church, girl. Okay? So, the bald-headed spirit, girl, the baby hairless spirit is running rampant in the black church, girl. The devil is all up and through there. Okay? Now, this church, honey, that people are calling a storefront church. Apparently, girl, the pictures were revealed over on TikTok. If any of you actually have the pictures of Bishop Whitefield's sanctuary, baby, his partial chateau, okay? Is it, hold on, wait a minute. Is it Whitefield or Whitehead? Is it Bishop Whitehead, bitch? What's this man's last name, y'all? How you doing? Let me pull up his criminal history, girl. How you doing? Oh, it's Whitehead, girl. Oh, that's an interesting name. Okay, girl, it's Whitehead. Okay, if any of y'all have the pictures of Storefront Church, girl, y'all DM me over on Consciouztv at gmail.com, or not even, girl. DM me on Consciouztv at over on Instagram, or email the pictures to me, girl, because I want to pull them up in loud, live, and in color and see the situation for myself, baby, because apparently the rich pastor got a very poor situation going on over there on his storefront church, girl. Now, everything that I'm saying here today is going to be allegedly. Bishop Whitehead, if you see this video, I just want you to, send all your court paperwork and cease and desist to Tasha K, the Kiwi Studios. Send it to Larry Reid's, any one of his homes over the country, girl. Send it, your cease and desist and your court paperwork over to Genesis, girl. Okay, there's a lot of other motherfuckers you need to get to before you get to CTV, baby. So, I'm going to pray that you got some sense when you want to pull out your lawsuits and teams, girl, and you get to going in chronological order, baby. CTV somewhere way down the line, sugar, okay? So when you get to sending out the lawsuit paperwork, baby, you send it to all these folks first and foremost, baby, okay? And don't even mind, I don't even want no leftovers, girl. Pass the leftovers over to the Wiley Show and everybody else, baby, okay? Leave Miss CTV alone, baby. So before we get into it, girl, y'all know what we're here to do, girl. We got the thumbs up this video. I already told y'all that I ain't let nobody play in my face when it comes to these thumbs up, girl. The thumbing up is major on YouTube, girl. This helps us to get into this goddamn Illuminati ass Hunger Games algorithm that YouTube done put together, girl. YouTube got one of the toughest algorithms. Don't take its users through all this shit, girl. But it's literally the reindeer game on YouTube when it comes to the algorithm, girl. So y'all need to get these motherfucking likes up. If I have to stop commentary, if I have to stop guest appearances, if I have to motherfucking slow down the audio, girl, if I have to give y'all commercial break to give y'all time to get these thumbs up together, that's what we're going to have to start doing, okay? So if y'all don't want commentary unnecessarily interrupted, girl, just for the sake of the live button, okay, then just go ahead and do what should come second nature and natural to you. And go ahead and hit the thumbs up button on the way in, okay? That's just an automatic, baby. Thumbs up, thumbs motherfucking up. Because the more you thumbs up, the more that YouTube translates that as this is desirable commentary, okay? And desirability means that YouTube would do its motherfucking whole ass job and give the king full free promotion so that we can end up on other users' home pages and they can discover the kingdom at motherfucking hand, okay? So you're literally doing the Lord's work and helping me directly, okay? For all of y'all who love the platform and love the content and love the king and want to see the kingdom grow, you can do that directly by thumbing the fucks damn up, okay? If you are new here, definitely go ahead and subscribe because if I like it, you're going to fucking love it here. Also, go ahead and hit that notification bell and make sure that you have the notification set to all because you never know what day or hour the king shall be king. And if you don't mind, please share the stream out. Now, don't share the stream out to Bishop Whitehead because, see, I'm not kind. And I'm not, you know, I'm partially saved, okay? I got a little bit of Jesus in me. I don't have the level of couth and class that Genesis and Dr. Larry Reid had when Bishop Whitehead, Blackhead, came up on the platform, girl, okay? So Bishop Whitehead, Bishop Blackhead, if you bring your motherfucking ass up on the stream, you hit that link, baby, I'm letting you know, girl, that you better bring the goddamn apocalypse, baby, because I'm gonna chew your motherfucking ass up like bubble gum, baby. Okay, we both gonna be busting hell wide the fuck open today on this platform, girl. Okay, I'm gonna let you send me to hell, baby. I'm gonna get that hell up out of me and put it on you, baby. I'm willing to not have my name found in the book of life, baby. Okay, I'm willing to take that eternal loss, baby, just to get you right on together, Mr. and Mrs. Mamas. Okay. All right, but you are more than welcome, girl, to hit the link, honey. But let's keep it cute. I keep it mute, darling. Okay, with no further ado, girl, let's push the hell on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Girl, let me go ahead and put up my damn allegedly signed, girl, because baby, we're gonna be getting into a whole lot of allegedly, girl. Hold on, where's my okay, girl, wait, okay, everything stated here is fucking allegedly, girl, okay? And you know, y'all might have to really put out the donation today, girl, in case I may have to get prepared for old nasty federal level lawsuit legal legalities and litigations with this motherfucking nigga, okay? So let the spirit lead you accordingly, girl. Now it's hot and everything, child. I'm gonna tell y'all the size of my water bottle, okay? Just because the Lord done let Satan open up his booty hole all over the earth's atmosphere, girl. Now we at these scorching Jurassic Park prehistoric ass temperatures, girl. This is the size of my water bottle, girl. This is it, girl. And if the Lord keep playing with me, child, I'm gonna convert my goddamn Cadillac truck into a goddamn ice cream truck, baby. And I'm gonna be drinking straight from the truck, bitch. Okay? So this is the new sizes of the water bottles, girl. Okay, you better get your damn life, honey. Okay, y'all see this big chunk of iceberg in here, girl. Not playing with the doll, baby, at all. Okay. So we're going to run some articles, girl, just to give y'all a backstory. Then we're going to run the footage, and we're going to see what actually happened in the sanctuary. I haven't seen a lot of this footage for myself, so this will be the first time that I've seen this. Hopefully, I'm not the only one targeted to the goddamn party, girl, but I do have a life to live. So, you know, I ain't had to be face down, ass up in nobody's sanctuary. Okay, you know, the Lord ain't put me in that situation there. But we are going to do some analyzing, girl. So we're going to be here for quite a little minute, girl. Okay, we is. Oh, damn, I got a guest in the background, girl. That goes to show you how to touch I am. What's going on, Reckless?
What's going on?
I almost forgot you were sitting back there, child.
I kind of figured.
Pauline ass, child. Okay,
Oh,
how you doing today? Welcome to the platform. How you
I'm
feeling?
doing really well. I'm over here multitasking like a motherfucker, but I'm over here. I'm really doing really good. I slept well.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm going to be running some footages and things. I'm gonna take you down so you can get into the footages, and I'm gonna bring you back up too.
Okay.
Okay. All right, you guys. So Reckless will be joining me as well for this commentary, girl. This article that we're going to be reading from is from Gossip.com, child. Okay, so let's get into a little bit of a situation here, child. And welcome everybody in the chat. I ain't had time to speak to so many of y'all in here at this point, but welcome into the stream. So this is courtesy of Gossip.com, girl. Hold on. Let me put. All right, girl. So it is captioned that NY Bishop Lamor Whitehead and wife robbed of $400,000 in jewelry while delivering sermon. Clergyman offers $50K reward for arrest. Okay, my God, today. It goes on to read that being a victim of armed robbery is always a terrible and often traumatic thing to experience, and there are certain places where no one would ever expect it to happen. But apparently you can get it even when you're at church, and even if you're preaching from the pulpit, okay? This is Bishop Blackhead, girl. I'm going to call him Blackhead, child. According to NBC News, Bishop Blackhead of the Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministries Church in the Canarsie neighborhood of Brooklyn was robbed by 3 gunmen while he was delivering a sermon to the congregation. Once again, if any of you guys have pictures of Bishop Blackhead's church, DM me over on Instagram or email me at consciouztv@gmail.com, okay? According to a post by Punch newspaper, U.S. pastor congregation robbed during church service. An American pastor, Bishop Lamor Whitehead, and members of his congregation were robbed of about $400K in jewelry during a live stream church service on Sunday. Here is that infamous footage, you guys. Reckless, do me a favor. Can you hear me, though? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try to blow this up full screen. I don't think you can. We can't do full screen on StreamYard, can we?
We
I don't
can.
think it ever goes over well.
Like, we can, but the thing is that it's going to knock us down.
Okay, then we can't.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys, I'm going to crank up the volume here, and I want you guys to go ahead and make sure that your earbuds, your iPads, your earpads and shit are working accordingly, girl. So you guys can hear what is going on, okay? All right, let's play. Okay, so this is not playing. Let's just go ahead and go to Twitter, girl. Hopefully it ain't no goddamn porn about to be pulled up here.
Come on, porn.
I don't got time to be flipping through all this shit they got up here, child. Child, maybe he done sent them cease and desist too, girl. Okay, fuck it. Let me just go ahead and refresh the initial page, girl. All right, crank up your headphones, girl. Okay, because there's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. You know, I would love to talk to some of the congregants who were actually present during service.
You're about to go through.
Okay, you guys, so listen to this, crank up your headphones and watch. Damn, bitch, you can't even pause this shit without it glitching. Ooh, I'm so up. It's the ghetto for me, child.
Not the ghetto.
It's ghetto, boss up. Pay y'all motherfucking electrical Wi-Fi domain bill, girl. You should be ashamed by your damn self. Okay, girls, I'm just gonna let this run straight on through, girl. Let's watch.
You're about to go through. Yo. All right. Yo, right.
Okay, so right now the burglars are clearly searching the pastor. They filling all up in between his booty cheeks and shit, girl. They're taking off earrings, allegedly, child. They're removing his hairline, girl. Okay, his right hand man is sitting here, girl, completely unbothered. Okay, child. Wow. That was a lot going on. Okay, so I kind of have an unpopular opinion about this. Before I give it a unpopular opinion, Reckless, your thoughts on this footage?
I don't know where the world has. Well, Diddy, I'm not shocked. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm probably gonna have a couple of. My pendulum will be swinging throughout this commentary, just so you know. But based on the footage and actually taking it for face value and everything, I'm not shocked that people have gotten to a place to where they think that robbing a church is appropriate. Because even though it's easy for people to say that some people don't believe in certain things, yada yada yada. And I know at some point I probably will be speaking for myself because some bitches just don't give a fuck. But however, even though I may not believe in Buddha, I may not believe in a whole bunch of other religious practices, but that doesn't mean even when I get to a certain point, I don't think for me personally, I don't think I can sit with myself going inside a religious building of any sort and going and robbing for the money. You know what I'm saying? And keep in mind, I don't know the history of the church, so that his church could be one of the churches that have a whole bunch of bullshit going on. But I don't know. I'm gonna say that.
We're gonna be getting into a lot of that as well.
Okay, so like I said, my pendulum will be swinging, y'all. So just so you know,
okay,
my opinion is subject to change under the spirit of the Holy Ghost.
You about to.
So let's run that back one more time. I want to play the footage back one more time and watch carefully again.
Go through. Yo. All right. Yo, all right. Nobody move. Come on, hustle.
Okay, you guys. So people are speculating that this robbery may have been staged, and they're speculating that for good reason. Okay, now let me say this, girl.
I was gonna say that too.
So I know why people are saying that it's staged. Okay, one of the reasons, and once again, everything that I'm stating is allegedly, even though they're also slightly the facts. Okay, based upon the black and the white. Okay, so allegedly, Bishop Blackhead, okay, has served 20 years in prison for fraud. Everything from credit card fraud to real estate fraud, just fraudulency, okay? False identity, the whole nine. 20 years, okay? 20 years in prison. So he's an ex-convict, okay? Allegedly, they've also pulled up his PPP history, and he has over $400,000 in PPP loans as well. Now, all of this allegedly is public record, okay? Now, allegedly, okay, his church was also raided. Well, his home was raided 3 months ago, allegedly for fraud. Okay, this is all coming from the doctor Reid. Okay, and there may be some prosecution that's going down in the next few months. Okay, that ex-convict might be renewed convict. Okay. Now, allegedly, he also has a nonprofit, which allegedly he started a year and a half after he got out of prison. So as far as Larry is concerned, all Bishop Blackhead is a con artist parading around as a pastor. Okay? Now, in terms of this being a setup, like Larry said, like a lot of y'all saying, it either is a setup or it either isn't, because Bishop Blackhead's character and integrity is questionable enough, considering what he did a lot of time for, considering his previous lifestyle, considering, okay? It's a reasonable consideration that this may, in fact, be another attempt at fraud. Okay? Maybe, in fact. Now, if we're going to go with the hypothetical that this indeed might be a scam, okay, that this is a scheme and a scam that Todd came to us with, girl, well, the only people that are more than likely involved in it, if this is true indeed, are probably the pastor and the bishop and the robbers themselves. Because let me tell you something about liars in general, or deceptive people. Deceptive people never want to involve more people than what's necessary. So this is something that he would not have brought everybody into. This is not something that the entire church would have been made aware of. You never want to put that many, you never want to have that much liability surrounding you, okay? So I don't believe that if this was staged for the sake of fraud, that the entire church was in on it. The congregation probably is innocent. The usher boys, etc., probably are innocent. Maybe he would have had one good man who was in on it. And that may be that nigga who was sitting off in the left side of the screen, okay? Maybe he is or isn't in on it. But you never want to involve more motherfuckers than what's necessary, because you risk having your cover motherfucking blue and blown, okay? Now, that's if, hypothetically, this was staged. Now, let's get into old boy sitting to the left of the stage. A lot of people are saying, oh my God, how could he just sit there? That this guy sitting there, this associate pastor, whatever he is, girl, just sitting there as if he was watching the Avengers movie, girl, front row of the Cinema 8. Okay? He was just pooched and perched perfectly, just observing the melee, girl. Okay? As if he couldn't have got a bullet to his damn head. Okay? Folk are like, that was the dead giveaway. Well, as somebody who's been robbed at gunpoint, let me tell you this. Reaction to danger is not universal and not monolithic. People have different reactions to high stress or traumatic events. For me, small story. I was robbed at gunpoint over 10 years ago, walking back to my home. I had my boyfriend actually had left my house. I had walked him down the street, and then because he had caught a cab or Uber or some shit, I don't know what the details are. But I was walking back to my home. It was about 9:30 at night, and I was on my phone with my best friend at the time, and my house was just over the hill. And I could see, I couldn't have been no more than half a block away from my house. I could see my house. And there was a guy who was approaching me from my peripheral, kind of from behind me. I saw him as I was coming up because he was kind of trailing me like this. Okay? And he kept asking me, did I want to buy something? And I was like, nah, dude, I'm good, blah, blah, blah. I didn't think much of it. Before I knew it, this guy had done ran up to the back of me, had pressed a pistol in the back of my back and said, empty your motherfucking pockets. So he turned me around. All I had on me was my house keys and my cell phone. So he took my house keys and he took my cell phone. And as I was giving him my things, he kept pressing the pistol into my stomach. And he kept saying, I should take your motherfucking life. I should shoot your motherfucking ass. I was unbothered. I just gave him my things and I just looked him in his face. And I remember it was a night full of stars. And I said, God, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. The only thing I felt bad about was the fact that, because my mom was at my house. And I'm like, my mom is going to find her son dead. She's going to come outside and find me shot to death. Just half a block away. My mom shouldn't have to find me this way. And he just kept pressing the gun into my stomach. And then he told me to turn around and he said, turn around and run. I had assumed that he didn't have the balls to kill me at point blank range. So he was going to soothe his conscience by shooting me from behind. So I just assumed that I was going to be shot in the back of the head, shot in the back of the back. I didn't even run. I turned around and I just walked. I didn't run. I didn't panic. I didn't scream. I didn't nothing. I didn't even argue with him doing the robbery. I didn't cuss him out. I wasn't frantic. I wasn't panicked. I wasn't sweating. I didn't mumble a motherfucking sound. When he told me to turn around and run, I turned around and slowly walked away because I'm like, it's no point in running. You're going to fucking shoot me. So what am I going to like get into the drama of it all for? So I just walked off and I was just waiting for the gun to go off at any time. I was just waiting for the gun to go off. It never went off. Now, my phone was still on. So when he had took my phone, my best friend heard everything that happened until he realized that somebody was on the other end. So apparently this guy had come from a whole nother side of the city. They came over to the side of the city that I was on because I lived in a nice area. And they had came into the area specifically to rob people who were in the area. So I was just prey, waiting to be robbed, okay? And my friend, and he had jumped back in the car with the girl. So the girl, I don't know whether she was a girlfriend or just another ghetto city girl's ass bitch, a Shaquisha asshole, who was helping him. She was his getaway car, his getaway person. They were literally traveling on my side of town looking for people to rob for money, for valuables, for phones, for whatever. Okay, so when it comes to this guy sitting to the left of the stage during this whole situation, it's either true that he may have in fact allegedly been a part of this, or the guy was in shock. And it looks to me that it's pretty plausible that the guy was in shock. Okay, because you got to keep in context here that this is happening within the church. I think this would, I don't even think people have conceived of something like this even happening within the sanctuary. So you see something like this going on, I'm assuming that for a lot of people, there could probably be a delayed reaction. Like it takes you a minute to even realize it's even real. Maybe the pastor is staging something. Maybe he's testing out faith. Maybe, this is just a fire drill, girl, okay? So, who knows what was going through the brains of this dude sitting to the left of the stage. He could have been like, okay, girl, if this is a drill, I'm going to pass, baby. I'm about to show the pastor that I'm ready to go, bitch. My faith is strong, honey. The devil ain't going to move me and rock me, baby. This is probably a drill, okay? Pastor don't put bald-headed whole answers like this before. Or the guy might have just been in fucking shock. Even after the robbers leave, you still see he's like, he reached for his phone, but then he didn't. He stands up, look like he want to run over, but he can't. It seemed like he just didn't know. And church niggas are soft niggas, okay? These are not the type of niggas who, these ain't Malcolm X niggas, okay? Church niggas are pillowy ass niggas, okay? They pillowy ass niggas. Hold on. Okay, you guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, because we don't have facts regarding the nature of this robbery, and I'm just entertaining all the theories, that there's definitely enough reason to question the motive of the pastor, considering his past, based upon the reaction of the guy sitting left to the stage. Looks very staged to a lot of folk. I can also equally see how this could have been a genuine robbery. Now, what's interesting to me is that when I listened to Dr. Larry, he said that this pastor is a very flashy pastor. He drives UFOs. He allegedly lives, in multi-million-dollar homes. According to the pastor, he owns whole blocks. And apparently this man was wearing, $300,000-$400,000 worth of fucking jewelry. Okay, his ears alone was people's whole 401k. Now, if his church is indeed a rinky-dink church, and I believe that my beautiful sub, Anya, just emailed me images, which we're going to pull up in a few, of this alleged storefront church, I can see this being a genuine robbery as well. I can see how it just makes sense to ghetto-ass niggas looking at a ghetto-ass church ran by a high, flashy, narcissistically grandiose-ass pastor, could see the pastor as a perfect idiot to rob. You're stupid enough to drive through these neighborhoods in this side of town, okay, in your flashy-ass Ferraris and shit. You're stupid enough to be dressed in your fine garbs and all your flashy bling-bling. You're stupid enough to not even have the proper security at the church, because it seems like you're making the ministry movement more about you rather than the actual gospel, okay? That's your priority, is showing off, being the big wig, okay, in the situation. So I could see how he would have been perfect fucking prey. He's a sitting opportunity. You're a damn big dummy, okay? Who wears and presents with that much glamour, but also don't have all the necessary infrastructure in place, because you know that you're going to be sitting duck. You know that your wealth is going to amplify the predatory nature within other people who are looking for a come up, who are looking for some shit to pawn, who are looking for some shit to sell on the black market, okay? Who willing to take your fucking life to have what you have, okay? And it's really because you're not a minister. You are a man pretending to be a bishop. You are a flesh and blood, materialistic man who is being an opportunist and who's eating and feeding off of the gullibility and the religiosity of the black community, because you know how dear the black community holds its religion, holds its Christianity, people. Baby, we have made so many niggas mega million in the context of the black church, okay? Because that's how much the religion of Christianity means to us, okay? So, to Larry's point, I can definitely see how it could be perceived that the bishop allegedly is a con man pretending to be a bishop, a con man pretending to be a minister, okay? Wolves in sheep's clothing, okay? And I can also see to the latter, bishop just being a fucking idiot. You're just stupid, and the bishop would not, if this is a genuine robbery, the bishop wouldn't be the only dumb, flashy nigga. Look at all of these hip hop artists. Look at Nipsey Hussle. Look at Young Dro. Look at so many of our black men who have been able to get a come up, whether it's off the music, off the church, off the culture in some way, who still, and who wear all of their flashiness, still hang in the hood, still make themselves tangible to the people, and then they end up murdered and end up robbed. Okay? Black men sometimes have a hard time taking their winnings and leaving and dwelling in the appropriate spaces and having the appropriate people around them because they're still trying to prove something to the community that they left behind, which is that they're better than the community that they left behind. And sometimes just leave your ass dead, like so many other people. So I can see this being genuine and the pastor just being full of himself and his ignorance and his greed and his materiality got his ass caught up. And people who are a little bit more clever than him took advantage of his stupid ass and robbed him blind right on live stream, right in the broad of daylight. And I can also see this being a fucking setup for all the reasons that we've said here. Okay? Now, Larry and Bishop went head to fucking head on the doctor's Instagram live, okay? The doctor did not invite the man up to speak. He didn't reach out to the man for comments. Bishop Blackhead just invited himself, okay? He felt the way. He has some things to get off his chest. And we're going to look at that confrontation here, okay? As you guys are in the building, please. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, you guys. Let me pull up the live stream, child. Okay? Let's get into this situation, girl, because the pastor and Bishop, baby, they were dragging each other's salvation out of every damn hole that God gave them, baby. Dragging Jesus straight, driving the holy out of the ghost, baby. Okay, they had it going on the live, baby. Okay, now y'all know that Larry has the ability to read like a power bottom, girl. Okay, so because I know the capacity in which the doctor can drag and read, baby, I can definitely say that the doctor took it very easy on Bishop, baby. That's how I know that Larry is more saved than me. Okay, because I would have let the devil use you. You gonna let the devil use you, and he gonna use me too. You done let the devil use you, and he gonna use me too. He's saying that's no reason for you to act a fool, but you done let the devil use you, and he gonna use me too. Baby, the devil would have used me too, baby. Once the devil would have got all up in the nook and crevices of Bishop Blackhead, baby. Oh, baby, I would have invoked the spirit of Lucifer, baby. And he would have been able to use me to do hell's work. Oh, yes, he would have, Miss Mama. Okay? Now, let me pull up this altercation, girl. For those of you who haven't seen it, now this is my first time seeing the actual altercation because I know that y'all said that Bishop came for Genesis, girl. Some of y'all saying that Genesis came for Bishop first, girl. It's been a lot going on, so we're going to watch some of this playback, okay, courtesy of Dr. Lamor Reid, okay? Let me see here. Girl. Okay, here it is, girl. Okay? And y'all know I ain't got to do fair use because, because I'm family, girl. I have the courtesy of not having to do fair use, okay? The doctor ain't gonna copyright strike me, baby. Favor ain't fair, okay? But it is reasonable, okay? So this is courtesy of Dr. Larry Reid, girl. Let's watch this exchange between Bishop Blackhead, Dr. Larry Reid, and Pastor Minister Genesis, girl, okay? Let me share my screen here, pull the phone up. Right. Let's do it.
Conscious, we don't hear nothing.
before we get into that, Dr. Larry Reid said that he was introduced to Bishop Blackhead by his Archbishop and spiritual father, Bishop Jordan. Okay? Hold on, you guys. Okay. Shout out to Knockout Media, who too told me that you guys could not hear shit. Okay. Nonetheless, I'm not going to mute. I was trying to mute in case it was an echo, but we'll figure that out. So Larry Reid said that he was introduced to Bishop Blackhead by the Archbishop. Now, he said he got a really weird vibe that kind of off the rip, Bishop Blackhead wasn't really his type. I know how that is. I have had to be in proximity to people who I just don't feel it. You know, it's not bad or good. It's just that you don't feel it. You know, everybody who presents it to you ain't necessarily called to you. Okay? So you play nice, but, you know, this ain't really a relationship, a friendship, a connection that you feel called to nurture. Okay? He also said that during his time with Bishop Blackhead, that Bishop Blackhead just came off as a very unlikable person, spoke very negatively about the LGBT community. Instead of using the word homosexual or LGBT, he preferred to use the F word, okay, when he referred to LGBT folk. Now, I'm going to assume because Bishop Blackhead spent so much time in a federal penitentiary that he was probably made somebody's F word, okay? He probably had to do a whole lot of strange things just to get an oatmeal pie, okay? Ain't no telling how many directions and combinations of throwing his ass in a circle he had to come up with, girl, in order to have access to a affluent amount, okay, of oodles and noodles, girl. It's no telling, girl, what type of survival techniques he had to, you know, utilize, girl, how much he had to compromise his booty hole, girl, just to get his nutritional and to get his vegetables put on the plate properly, girl. Okay, so I can imagine that because he was forced into same-sex activities, girl, okay, as a prisoner of war, girl, that he probably has a very warped sense of sexuality and has since been taken out all that big dick Derek dick in him on cell block 8 out on the rest of the community. Bishop Blackhead, you can't make that about us. How you got your booty holes smushed and smashed and rummaged through on cell block 8 ain't got nothing to do with me and my people, girl. You can't do that level of projecting, honey. Okay? So I can only imagine, girl, that, you know, he got some grievances and some things he needs to work out in teens, baby. But that don't got nothing to do with my tribe of folk, Bishop Blackhead. Now, speaking of bishops, I want to invite the doctor to the stream. What's going on, Dr. Reid? How you? Oh, you in your nice Versace. See, and you wonder why you niggas getting robbed. I'll run right into your house right now and take that damn headboard.
Listen, you can't get in my house that easy anywhere I live.
Don't come on here leaning up against the Versace. What's going on? How you feeling, Doctor? What is it like to be in a situation like this?
What you mean?
There's coverage everywhere.
There is, but you know, I've been here before, so it's not new. It's the only thing that I wanted to be very clear on, which is the reason why I jumped on Storm's Live. I done one with Tasha K today, and I went live on my IG, which I'm going to run it at 9 o'clock on YouTube and on Facebook. I wanted to be clear, you know, because I think everybody pretty much knows my heart. I have a big heart, and I'm very fair and unbiased. And the joke that I did getting down on the floor, not making it right, I apologize for it. But
I'm surprised that your knees are well enough to even hit the floor. I'm surprised that you fell and could actually get back up. Okay, go ahead.
What? Everybody's knees don't have the practice that yours have.
That's very true. Duly noted.
So what ended up happening was I was in that space. I was slipping into it because I knew all of the money he had taken from this lady about 11 months ago when she filed the paperwork. And I'm going to drop all of that tonight in my Patreon. I also, because nobody's ever even talked about that publicly. So I want people to read it. And I know about the hundreds of thousands of dollars he's taken from other people. So a robber getting robbed and he was able to walk away from it. Yeah, there may be some trauma with guns being pointed, but the rest of these churches got shot up and people died. You walked away. So let me clown you just a little bit because you a robber that got robbed and you really ain't all of what you presenting yourself as. You know, I like the way Genesis said it. She said sympathetic magic. That's what he was doing, trying to get people to be sympathetic to him and then like spell them at the same time. No, I wasn't going to. I was actually going to allow him to do that, but then when he went live after that and the things that he was saying, I said, "Now wait a minute, Reid. You got to give him a little Larry live," and I did last night, but I still didn't share everything till today, and that's here with you now, Tasha, and on my platform today.
Okay, so I have some questions for you any further. First of all, I think that what a lot of people, because I said this last night in my live, that a lot of people don't know that because I also unfortunately was married to an Aquarius man, and the term unfortunate is an understatement. However, what I have noticed about an Aquarius man is that y'all have a great sense of humor to the point that there could be dark humor. But what a lot of people don't know about you is that you turn that humor on yourself. You, find a way to bring humor even out of out of your own experiences. I mean, people don't even know that you was about to put Lisa's beating y'all daughter's ass up on the 100 Billboard charts. You about to tell that, baby, and have CPS come for her. Because, I mean, some people don't realize you keep that same energy, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for your children. You embarrass everybody. You poke fun at everybody. And
even myself.
You don't be meaning no harm. But people's reactions can be whatever they are, but that's not your intent. And what I can say is that you do keep that same energy.
Yeah, and if I know I hurt you and I go too far, I'll apologize on my platform like I did to Kim Burrell. I don't even use that joke, Kim Burrell, referring to her shape and stuff. Now I just do cow, So I will adjust. I will adjust. I mean, because I heard from a mutual friend, that really bothered her. I said, I don't want to do her like that, But I was trying to teach her a lesson because she done that to the LGBTQAI plus community in 2017. And they had to live with that. And that is so painful. Like when a guy called me the F word, that don't bother me. But I know what it feels like when somebody, especially when I was like many years ago, it's like calling me out on something that I feel as though I cannot change or I'm struggling with at the time. And I know how that felt to the people that listened to Kim Burrell and even Brian Carn at the time, saying that the people at the Pulse Club were, that was God's judgment for Decadence Day, killing up all these gay people. I can't sit with that stuff. And I don't know why we don't have the biggest preachers with more influence in I don't know if they have more influence in the church than I do now, but before now they did. They wouldn't speak up for women, speak up for the LGBT. I remember looking at Joel Osteen and TD Jakes. They always danced around those questions when Oprah asked or CNN asked or Larry King Live asked. The Bible says, that it's a sin, but we love people. No, what you need to do is tell gay people they're not going to hell. You need to tell people that God has not condemned them. And you need to stop the suicide rate that is happening in the LGBTQAI plus community and amongst the women who are giving their whole lives away to men and to their children and never chasing their dreams and realizing their purpose. T.D. Jakes saying what he said the other day was basically trying to take women 25 years back. I understand why he said what he said and what his lens is, but become a futurist and step into 2022 and really begin to minister to today's woman, And while you ministering to the woman, you need to go to Sarah, right? Who right now is trying to get her baby daddy that was an NFL, who ain't seen his child in many years and trying to snatch his rights. Same thing that Cora is done to these other women, you need to deal with that. That's what I need for you to do. I need for you to go deal with your daughters and get all that right and leave these women out here alone. I mean, there's so much stuff that just floods my mind, So I
But let me ask you this question, real quick, Larry. So somebody just made an interesting comment. What if a pastor believes what they're teaching? What about the pastors that believe that homosexuality is morally wrong and corrupt, and that this will prohibit someone from being able to manifest their eternal salvation? What if a pastor really believes that? Should they still not preach that, or?
Great question. Can you answer that? Really, there's nothing wrong with you believing that, but the purpose of the pulpit. Everybody type that in the chat. The purpose of the pulpit is to preach great news. He said, go and preach the good news. The gospel is the good news. So that means if a poor person is there, you need to preach about how you can become rich, and that is God desires for you to be rich and wealth and come out of poverty. If a person is in prison, you shall be free. If a person is sick, you shall be healed. I don't know what these I don't know what these people is thinking that you're supposed to use. The purpose of the pulpit is not for pain. It is not to throw around your power. It is not to abuse and destroy and tear people down. I know that it has been done in times past, but even when they did it, they done it for the purpose of thinking that's what they're supposed to do to build us up. But we have more education now. We are therapists now. We have degrees. We know how to help. We have the training now. Now marry that to our Christian way and our spirituality and begin to help people and let go some of this antiquated crazy ligament. That's my answer. So you get in the pulpit and preach what you for instead of what you are against. Then you'll be doing the work of God.
Yes, I have spoken, Larry. I think when the Kimberell thing happened, and I said that too many of these ministers and these people who have access to the pulpit are making the pulpit too much about self. The pulpit is not a place for your politics. It's not a place for your personal biases. It's not a place for your personal opinions. You are to become irrelevant when you are occupying that pulpit. People are there to be enlightened. As you just said, that is a very great point. The New Testament is about the good news.
Yes.
The new news. Yes. Once upon a time, y'all was going to hell. All y'all was going to hell. The better news is that somebody died in place of all of that, and now you can be free. You ain't gotta act like slaves and heathens no more. Okay? And that the rules are about principles, not about performances. You know? And that's one of the start.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. And the 2 P's, from performance to principles. And so I really appreciate that. Now, what happened that made you now commit to making sure that everybody knows exactly who the hell Bishop Blackhead is? Because now you're going to be dropping some tea and some paperwork, and you're going to be getting into some things. What done made you?
I check myself, because the ego, people try to get rid of it, but that is an egotistical statement to think you can. You really have to manage it and train it and mature it and develop it, really mature and develop it. And so I checked with my ego, make sure none of that was present. Cause I'm a whole nigga. But it's just the same thing that made me do what I do on Larry Live.
Yeah.
I'm looking over the paperwork because I had this stuff for like 2 months, and I'm like, this guy is destroying people's lives by snatching their whole livelihood and lying to them and taking money. I really can't stand that. And that is the reason why what I'm doing now and what I said on my platform today, I'm gonna run something at 9 o'clock. I probably won't make no mention of it anymore just because I done 3 or 4 lives on it.
Okay, so wait a minute. So does that mean that you won't be interviewing any of the alleged accusers or victims that probably won't be coming out of the platform?
Well, they're talking to me. Even family members and ex-members and people that were you know what? The only time I'm going to mention it again, and I probably won't be interviewing those people. I don't want to say what I will not do because I'm listening
Yeah.
to the spirit. But I know once he's picked up by the FBI, I'm gonna come back live.
When he is picked up by the FBI.
When he is, because they already came there and raided his house 3 months ago and took one cell phone, came back 2 weeks later and took the second cell phone. Because he has a whole lot of cell phones. So I already know he's under investigation at some point. You know, they're gonna rise and hit the fan.
Yeah. Now, okay, so I have quite a few questions. So I know that the Archbishop called you live when he was fearing that you was about to destroy the nuclear family that he got going over there with all these spiritual children. Okay. What was Bishop's feedback about all of this? Because obviously he's close to you. He's close to Blackhead. This must be an uncomfortable predicament for him to be in. What is his attitude about what's going on between y'all specifically?
The reason why I never accepted the title bishop, because there's this idea that goes with it, and they call the bishop your grace, because the bishop's supposed to be terribly gracious. We even see that with the Roman Catholic Church when it comes to the Pope. Grace, 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 grace. And everybody's on this grace kick. But prophets, and bishop is a prophet, but he's also a bishop, and he accepted that office. It's a little bit different. I do not have to be as gracious. And I'm not going to, it's not even my personality. I'm going to tell you, you are a piece of shit in Jesus' name. And then probably give you a prophetic advice and wisdom on how to go to the next level and give you a sure word of prophecy if you give it to me. But that's just my approach. So Bishop respects that and he understands that. So he never tried to muzzle me, give me direction. I asked him stuff, he'll give me things for considerations. And there are times he give me spend his time giving me consideration. I throw it all out the window and do it a whole nother way. You know, because I follow the spirit. Somebody put in the comment section talking about you are representing Bishop Jordan. I said, how? I just met him 2019. I'm representing me. God anointed me with this. That's my mentor. I don't know what y'all thinking. And then they came back and said, you got to be corrected by somebody. I said, that's by the Holy Ghost. That's who, the Holy Ghost. Because some people, when they give advice and stuff, it comes out of what their walk and lens is. Now, Bishop is mature enough to not do that, but you know, everybody isn't. But it so happen I have a great mentor and coach who's not like that, you know. But no, it didn't trouble anything, and he made many times. And George Bloomer and Roslyn and Bishop Flunder, Carter Pisher, and other gospel artists, John P. Keeley, Andrea, people who love me and know me. They may sometimes feel like in between me and their best friend. But the reality is, even if you have done something crazy, I'm going to treat you right. And I would have done the same thing with this bishop, but he came in blazing. So then I had to recalibrate in my mind, say, let me make sure he fully manifests so everybody can see that this sympathetic magic that he's trying to spell everybody with because he was robbed, who he really is, and see that he is the robber who was robbed. It really was karma coming full circle.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, guys. So, okay. So, basically, you did. Okay. So, well, first of all, you got CT in your life. So, to anybody wondering who corrects Larry, is me. Okay. Okay. Not correct Larry. Okay. Now, you were introduced to Bishop Blackhead by the Arch, and I said earlier in the commentary that you spoke about, you know, he just naturally wasn't your cup of tea, and that happens in life. Not everybody who wants to be your friend, you're going to be a friend too. We have to be called to people to be in relationship to people, and sometimes people feel called to us that we don't feel called to in return. So I understood that and understood what you meant by it was no malice, it's no personal judgment. I just didn't feel it the way that he was feeling it. Now, since he did,
but let me say this, Conscious, but you know me. So, but I know I'm not even. It's rare that I meet somebody and I can find the good and I that's how I am. So when I do that, there is a problem. So it wasn't just your regular. Oh, we just ain't vibing. Something was not sitting with me well. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Now you said that obviously he tried to pursue friendship. Now, since he did spend 20 years locked up with a bunch of
Men.
men's, and he does seem
Did
to have
you put an S on that?
men. Well, the men, a bunch of big burly men.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
who willing to get into some teens for a sneakers bar. Okay, who willing to get into some teens for a pack of Kool-Aid. Okay,
Oh
do you think he might have actually been pursuing your booty hole? Like, did it ever cross your mind that this man be after my man meat? He may be after the opening in my backside.
You know what? No, it didn't come to my mind.
Okay.
I always think, people want actually my peen with the gold tip. So that didn't even. Well, it did cross my mind because I remember feeling uncomfortable around him. I said, I did. I felt uncomfortable.
Was it like I'm around R. Kelly type of uncomfortable? I'm around Bill Cosby type of uncomfortable, or
no, it was an uncomfortable. Like I don't like for men or women to come at me strong. I'm a hunter, so I don't. We're talking sexuality now.
Yeah.
I do not like it. So if you want to run me away, come after me really strong, and very, very hard. Now, after I've developed a relationship, of course, I like for you to be a whore and a slut, but if we don't have that connection like that, don't do that. It's inappropriate. I don't do that to me.
Okay, now just for clarity, that goes for both men and women's.
Oh yeah, that's everybody. But let me explain something. I'm tired of explaining stuff. You know me, you know me, you don't.
Right.
So
you know, if you don't, you don't.
This is the rule across the board with me, platonically or sexually. Across, even just trying to kick it with me and be cool. Don't try hard. And he was trying so hard. I mean, he was calling FaceTime calls. Nigga, I don't know you like that. And then I just hated I gave him my number. I may have blocked him. I got sick of it. You don't be calling me FaceTime out the blue. What you want to see? What the hell is that? I don't like it.
So, considering who you are, it probably was a chess move. Here it is.
It was. Come on, Prophet. Come on, Prophet.
He's a man of controversy, but you're also a man of resources. He's a man who enjoys having access to resources. Right. He uses resources to elevate himself. So nurturing a relationship to you was in the best interest of whatever he's trying to do with his image, with himself, and probably felt like if shit ever hits the fan, because people know that they left a wake of disaster behind. If anything ever happens and these folk ever come for my name, I have a spiritual brother in Christ.
Yeah.
Bishop, Archbishop, who will probably have my back off of the simple principle of loyalty. So it was a chance to try to nurture closeness to you. So you can protect him when need be.
Right, but which is very wise, because if I know you and something come out about you, my commentary is gonna be different because I have more knowledge. I know what you were thinking, why you done this thing, what were you going through, and I can bring the same thing what we saw I did with John Gray, which is why Tasha K's cover was one way and mine was another way, because I had begun to talk to him and know him. They didn't stop me from telling him you low down dirty blah blah blah. But that does make a huge difference. This is why anybody that is in high profile position need to get close to media and to all bloggers and the people that are the tastemakers, the influencers, and that talk and chat, because they get to know you. Now, you can't buy us off, and we're going to say what the hell we want to say, but if we know you, then we
will consider your humanity.
Yeah.
Your humanity. Yeah.
In a different way. Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.
So I think that's what, and I have said that privately, and I also said that I felt as though he was trying to win Bishop over, and I was the closest thing to him outside of his children, his family, his wife, and maybe some of the staff members have been there for years. I'm the closest thing to him. So
now is Bishop not paying his Wi-Fi bill? Because ain't he supposed to know as the Black Prophet that there's black mold in the camp? That there's a cancer allegedly in proximity.
There are many different types of prophets, and prophets they channel differently. Bishop is not the person who channels and can smell the sin, sexual, financial, whatever going on around. That's me. So I don't even try, but I will. This happened the other week. Something that Shamako hid from me. I told this in Patreon, and I woke up and I set up just like this. Out of a vision, I called him and I said, God told me you hiding something from me. I said, and you think it's not a big thing, but it's horrible. And he said to me, I'm not. I just told Lisa something the other day, and she said, no, it's not. I said, you lying. This is how I am. And then because it's hard to take, and I understand it, but it's the mercy and grace of God. And then he came back and had a thought and told me, and this thing was horrible. And he thought it was nothing to it. He said, I didn't want to bring it to you. And so I had to come through with a hammer. So that's me. I mean, I remember they can tell you so many stories of me falling into a trance. I'm one of those prophets that do that. I can be wide awake, but a sleeper hit me, and I can literally lay on the floor where I'm at. Now, it may be 2 minutes, but to me, it's 2 hours. And I come out with a vision and tell you what has happened on the other side of town. And this has happened when we had these 2 women in the church that was married, that was sleeping together. And in the vision, I was dropped down on the other side of the city in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I sat down in a car. And I saw the color of the car, and I realized who it was. And the faces, as I stayed there, got closer and closer and closer to the faces, and I could see the features. And I knew who it was. I came out the vision, and I called them, and I said, "Get out that car and come to my house." Yeah. So that I've always operated like that for years.
So what's funny about that is I have a term I've coined. Bishop Bernard Jordan seems to be like a prophet that is very farsighted, and other prophets are nearsighted.
That is excellent, and it's so funny. I should be able to say that because Bishop.
Well, you can just credit CTV for everything else.
He sees so far off.
Yes. Because I'm a nearsighted.
Look at the judgment. Look at the written judgment. He sees.
Yeah.
Far. That is very.
He's a farsighted prophet. I consider myself a nearsighted a prophet. I can't see for the nation, but I can see for the people that I have relationship to. I'm a relationship prophet. When my empathy kicks in and I'm perfectly connected, I can see all teams.
Yeah. But see, I can see far too. Like in 2015, I saw the church.
Some prophets like you are both-handed.
Yeah, I am. But I'm more at home when I'm not even thinking or trying. That other stuff, it just, I don't know why it's like
over. Yeah, because see, you were supposed to know where that weed was in your older daughter's chest. You're supposed to know that the marijuana was underneath the pillow and things. Now let me ask you this, Larry. I know y'all got to be lying. I know somebody lying to me. What? Ain't no way in the world that this is Bishop Blackhead's church. There ain't no way in the holy heavens.
That's the other one. The one that he's in now is worse than that.
Wait, hold on.
I'm gonna get back and send it to you.
Let me remove this banner. Let me blow this. Y'all, this is the kingdom, girl. The kingdom the kingdom of hell is what this looks like.
Yes, it's worse.
Y'all, this is allegedly the sanctuary. No wonder the devil ran up in the devil ran up in his house. Okay, them robbers. This was their house, Blackhead. You really thought the Lord lived here? You don't think the Lord can afford a better mortgage than this, Bishop Blackhead? We got videos to match. Hold on. Let me run the footage while Larry is pulling the other sanctuary, the other house of God. I mean, I know the Lord is humble, but I mean, damn. Hold on, let me run the video, and shout out to the Ty East Report, honey. Okay, subscribe to Ty East over on YouTube. Y'all know he's a part of the Four Kings with King Giles and everything. So that image was courtesy of.
Oh, that's who that is. Report. I didn't know that because sometimes he inboxed me, but I didn't know who he was. I'm glad you told me so I would respond back and be nicer.
Yeah, be nice. Yeah, he done repented, honey. He's a believer of the Larry Reid Live brand now. Okay, take him off the block list, Larry.
I didn't have him on the block list. I just didn't. I mean, I didn't know who it was. You know.
Okay. Now this is a video, y'all. Let me run this video and shout out to Anya for emailing me this. My God.
Oh, you know, it's on my story. Oh, I don't find it.
This is 9.
Okay. I could probably run your
Oh,
story.
you got it. That's it. That's
Oh,
it.
this the video? Okay, yeah. Okay, because I was sending this too. So shout out to the street committee, honey, for sending me the receipts of the receipts team. Let's run this.
22 Remsen in Canarsie, Brooklyn. This is the location where Bishop Lamor Whitehead holds his Sunday services and his sermons, the location for his ministry. And there's a very popular Haitian restaurant next door, Venus Restaurant. And this is what it looks like. It's on Remsen Avenue. It's in kind of a industrial area as well. But that's where everything happened. So they must have come in when they were robbing him. Unless the gate was open, which we don't know yet, but up those stairs. And police are telling us right now this investigation is ongoing. 911 call was made. Over $1 million in jewelry was taken from him and his wife. Luckily, no one was injured. But that's the location right there.
Oh my God! Now, this man need to sue for slander. It ain't no way in hell that this man's church. No, Larry, no. See, it's a lot of things I can believe, but Larry, no.
But let me tell you why I say this is criminal. Your Culligan is bigger than the church that you got. You driving a Rolls Royce that's bigger than the church, and you got hundreds of thousands of dollars around your neck. And then the backdrop was every bit of $250. It is so criminal to be wealthy and have access, and then you don't bring the aesthetics around you up for the sake of the people, and even bring the people up. The people came in there to rob and didn't rob nobody but the pastor and his wife because nobody else had anything that anybody would want to have. That is criminal.
That actually saved them in this case. So thank God they was poor and broke.
Yeah.
But Larry, what does see? I tried to give him some balance in the commentary, but this gives me, because y'all said it too. This giving me long shark tease. Like, why would you be this comfortable moving around an environment like this with all that you got, unless you also are connected to the streets yourself? That's why you got your confidence. That's why you ain't bothered. That's why you ain't expect. That's why you think you can, because nobody with any damn sense, with any doggone sense, would think that they can move around like this.
Exactly.
And the fact that, what about the blind sheep? Why is it that congregations do not confront pastors? Like, is nobody in the sanctuary asking pastor, why are we living like this? Why are we learning like this? When you go home to magnificence, you go home to splendor and to wonders, and then you have us meeting every third Sunday, every church rehearsal, every Sunday service, in City Trends, spirituality for less over here.
Yeah, they asking now because they inboxing me.
Yeah, now that somebody done came up in there with the damn Uzi, now you're asking. Now you're asking.
So unfortunate. This is so unfortunate.
But how is that also not a dead giveaway? If I'm watching my pastor make all of the resources about him, and yet we all looking like this and living like this, common sense should already tell us what the priority is here. It ain't the Lord, it's you. It's you. It's you. Okay. Now, these people who reached out to you, you said that people have been reaching out to you that this man has allegedly taken hundreds of thousands of dollars from innocent people, people dying on their deathbed. People done gave him their last. Like, why haven't these people, what kept them from doing something about this?
Well, some of them have cases. This particular woman I'm talking about, I'm gonna post tonight, Miss Anderson. I call her that, Miss Anderson. She has a case that she started about 11 months ago. What's September?
Now, you said a case, is this a civil suit or a criminal?
Oh, yes. I didn't even look and see what kind it was. I just scanned through it.
I think it's civil.
Yeah, I ran For that 90-something thousand. Yeah, because I think they're in the same state.
90,000.
94,000.
Where Linda get this money from?
This other guy's 200,000, and then this other guy 500,000. He's
Why?
Then he got almost $500,000 from PPP loans from his 4 businesses. Which everybody got the PPP loan, but some got it fraudulently and some and improperly. So I don't know if his was fraudulent or not. But it just
Jesus Christ, Larry. Okay, all right. Are these people wanting you to do anything? Like I know they've reached out to you. Are they asking for anything more than just kind of informing you about?
Well, now that I've said something about it, they want people to talk about it, and people not to give him no money because it's a real estate scam. So people don't. They say so, but people are embarrassed. They're embarrassed. One guy wouldn't even tell me how he got it from him. He said, I really just feel so bad. I mean, because he basically talked them out of their money. The guy can talk. He talked them out of their money.
Yeah, a lot of pastors are using their charisma and convincibility and their power of persuasion and everything. My goodness, God, Jesus Christ, Larry. Okay. Now this person articulated in this video said that between the wife and Bishop Blackhead, that over $1 million worth of jewelry was stolen. Have you heard that?
I heard it.
Okay. Do you think that that's an exaggeration? Do you even think what was taken from him was worth $400,000?
This is probably what happened. What he had on and she had on together, because they took watches too, they probably paid $400,000 for it. But the way the world of diamonds and gold work, the appraisal is according to what gold and all that is going for at the time. So I can see the appraisal being $1 million, because like one of my things is one that I wear, not the rope with the medallion, but the other part, that was $25,000, but I think it's worth like now because of the rate of diamonds and gold, like 52. So that's just one chain. And he wears like 2 or 3, and one has a big cross. I know that cross by itself, he probably paid $35,000 for that, which is probably at market right now is probably somewhere around 70,000. So I can see that. Then the watch I wear, the Cartier that I wear, I think I paid $72,000 to have it both busted down. But the what it's worth now, it's like $100 and something thousand. So the way that world works, I can see it being worth $1 million. I can see that. Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, how do you feel about men and women of God being this flashy? Do you have any stipulation or any scriptural attitude about the flashiness of ministers and all of that? Or because some people have been arguing that men and women of God should not even be this. They shouldn't even have this much sauce and drip.
I don't agree with that at all. At all. What I think is criminal, if you got all that and the people around you don't, that's a problem for me. Like the people that are on my staff, and this telling a lot of my business patrons know this, but there are people that came on my staff that I hired and they were wearing costume jewelry. So I said, you can throw all of this away. You can wear diamonds every day. And I got them diamonds. I made sure everybody around me upgraded to Mercedes. I made sure everybody finished their masters, because everybody on staff, we can't have no dumb people in leadership. Everybody paid off credit card debt. You're not having credit card debt and prophesying and praying over people. I was able to do that. I could have took that money and used it for something else, because it was mine. But I did it because I understand prosperity begins with me and flows through me. And if my ship rises, I have got to raise all of the ships that are around me. That is what is right to do. So that is criminal. Your pastor, like me, the people that are in my patron that came a year ago, they have doubled their salary because I give them the teachings and the principles that they need in order to grow. So when you got that kind of dynamic there, that's a dead giveaway. That's some bullshit.
Yeah. So okay. So a little bit there. I think that's brilliant. You know, that you can't preach something that you can't mirror because it just don't make no damn sense. Okay, that's why you told Archbishop he got to stop looking raggedy. Okay, you got to look
He
like
was
the
around
glory.
me, and he was coming on my show. And I'm saying that he's this great, wonderful, great man, but he coming there looking 70-something years old with t-shirt showing and a collar wide open. That was not working.
But guess what? Ain't nobody gonna be wanting to rob Bishop because his glory is in the form of the paperwork and the taxes and his.
Well, they do want to rob him because somebody came up to his house through the gate and stole his wife's Maybach. He just had to buy her a Bentley. So yeah, they robbed him too.
So couldn't the balance be that God wants saved folk to obviously be well, but what God did not intend was for saved folk to make wellness about being trendy and looking rich, but more so being rich in wealth and resources, being able to fund businesses, education, being able to do those things, but this modern interpretation is God want me in Gucci glasses too, which don't have no practical damn value in it. It has no redemptive value really, you know?
I think that's the will of God. God's will is for his people to prosper. Everybody type, it's God's will for me to prosper. God wants you prosperous. Now, prosperous and prosperity has everything to do with wellness, as Consciouztv just said, not just money. Money is the lowest form of prosperity. See, once you learn the money lesson, which is basically the law of reciprocity and giving and sowing, and once you pass that, because once you start with sowing and giving, the teruma and the tithe and all those things, that brings financial clarity, consciousness, organization, management, maintenance to your money. And that really recalibrates your chakras, your mind, your energy when you start with your money. And that really sets you up for the future of that God has created for you for the world of prosperity, because prosperity, remember, is all about wellness. It is not about money, you know. So once you learn the money lesson and you get it's like the entrance into prosperity, money management, where you're not a waster, where you sort and where you delegate your money, because you should be supporting, you know, giving money to a prophet, to your spiritual father, your worthy priest. You should also be supporting the work of God in the earth by way of the church with the tithe. Then you should tithe to yourself. A part of that money is for your vacations and your spiritual wellness. The other part is for your future, for your investments. And the other part is for widows, poor people, and the low working class. That's what we're supposed to be doing with our money. And I've been teaching that for years, since 2019 in May. And everybody that did it would tell you, I've been doubled. It starts there. And then I take them into the world of prosperity when I start working more on the mind and all that. But it begins with the money. God wants us to prosper. So when you hear prosperity, I want you to stop thinking money. But at the same time, I do want you to think about money, because you have to change the relationship you have with your money so you can qualify for the world of prosperity, because money is the lowest form. So it's like the entrance into the world of prosperity.
Absolutely. All right. So you and Bishop Blackhead got into it. I know you apologized for laughing if he was offended. You said that, you know, that's hard for you because, you know, it's like feeling sorry for someone who basically got what they deserve, you know. There was also a lot of energy between him and Genesis. Now, I know I had watched Tasha K interview. Shout out to Tasha K. She felt like you didn't defend Genesis, and your explanation was, well, I really set my mind up to allow this live to expose him for what he was, to expose all his unruliness and really who he is deep down. Also, I don't know about you, Larry, but I'm also of the personal plight that because, well, first of all, do you agree that Genesis opened up confrontation? Because people said that she was talking ish first.
Yeah, but let me say this though, she was just being a commentator. She was saying what she thought. But then when I brought her onto my platform to say what she thought, then it was just supposed to be what she said, and we left about the decor, however, even me getting on the floor. But I began to be Larry Reid live, and that was like that really took it there. If it just stuck with her, you know, but she did, and and I think that's why he targeted her. But I also think he targeted her because she was female, and that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
Because it was hot
But that
with
was
me too, because I was
Yeah.
giving platform to it. But he wasn't even. He just called me ugly and the F word. That's basically it. But he killed her. I do think that he was targeting her, and I do think he was targeting her because he probably felt like that she was the main one that was coming for him. Yeah.
And because he's a toxic masculine nigga who identifies with patriarchy, he felt it easy to sweep her ass up anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm also a component of equal opportunity. I feel like if women can sling that shit, they gotta be able to dish that shit. You cannot disrespect
Mama say
men
that.
and then think that men don't get to disrespect you in return. I feel like respect need to always go both ways, period. So if you open your mouth to say something about somebody, understand that it's possible that they may take the opportunity to boomerang energy right back to you. Now, is it possible that even though you're going to deepen your expose on Bishop Blackhead tonight at 9 o'clock, and you're going to release the Kraken, is it possible that you guys can still come to amends? Like, is there a way to fix this between y'all?
That's actually a spiritual son's friend that has been in the news for something very similar, and I love him, I like him, but I have a huge disdain for thieves, and when you don't do right around money, I don't like it. So he's gonna have to make it right. Of course we could. Of course we could, but he can't. He's gonna say, you know what? I messed up here and I did do this, and I'm trying. I need to get that woman back up $90,000. I need to pay these other folks their hundreds of $1,000s. I just need to stop doing all this stuff and really work my way up from the bottom. I can work with that, but I don't think he's gonna do that. He's too in love with money, things, and status. I don't think he's gonna do whatever is honest to make money. I don't think so, but I will be open to it.
Would you have kept the same approach had the church robbery not happened? Like, let's say that
I would have never said nothing. You would have never known about it.
Okay. So why? Because some people would be asking why. Like, if this had never happened, but yet all this information came out and you got all the stuff put in your lap, the facts, as you would say, you still would have just
it ain't my business. It ain't my business. It ain't public. It ain't my business, and it ain't y'all's. You know, so I would have never said nothing. I didn't even say nothing to Bishop. And I didn't know if Bishop was still, you know, if he saw him, they still spoke or whatever. I didn't know that. But if he would have showed up around Bishop, I would have told Bishop. But it would have never been online had not this whole robbery thing. Actually, it took more than that because I could have put it all in the first post, and I didn't. I purposely did not. It was really the exchange on IG that changed it for me. I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and drop all this.
Might as well. Might as well. How do you feel about some of the criticism about you and him both? That the people feeling like you both were ungodly, unruly, and neither one of y'all represent Christ. How do you feel about that criticism?
I don't care. I mean, you know, my members, my followers, my supporters know me and know my spirit. So fuck them.
I feel like, you know, can we humanize pastors too? You know, we just start humanizing like a lot of folk. I feel like people expect the pastoral hat to be on 24/7, and I'm just like, when Bishop hit that live, it was a Larry and Lamor conversation, not a pastor, Larry Reid and Bishop Blackhead situation. It was a Larry and a Lamor situation.
I would agree with that. I would. Lord, somebody said he looked like Roger from What's Happening. That is so true. You remember What's Happening?
I do, but he called you ugly, and I was confuddled by that?
Listen, anybody with
Because I know that I got good taste in men. So I feel like he offended me. I feel like he offended me when he called you ugly, because I know I got good damn taste in men.
Let me tell you something. Somebody can say that Larry Reid is not my type, but to call me ugly, you are a hater. I mean, and I'm glad that I'm not ugly. I mean, you know, because I could be, but I'm not. And I know.
Well, like you said, it wouldn't matter at this point, because like Jay-Z said, after a few millions, ain't no such thing as ugly.
Exactly.
Beyonce would know.
Exactly. That's true now.
Now I know that a lot of stuff came. So what do you think the relationship is to the F word? Do you think that this man may be dealing with some same gender level attractions, or may have been even assaulted during his 20-year stint, and this could be influencing this disposition he has toward queerness, all of that?
This is what I feel, and I want women to hear me well. If your man is homophobic, he's thinking about having sex with men. Period. And he doesn't like,
or something has happened to him that he's repressing.
Same thing. He's thinking about it. It's in the back corridors of his mind. And because I know who I am because of what I have done in my life. I'm sure of what I want to do, what I want to be with, what I might do for fun or for a nut, and what I love and who I am. I am very comfortable in who I am because I've had experiences, so I know. This is how I arrived to this place to where you liking trans women, men, or boys or gals, that doesn't matter to me because you're not me. I just listen to what you got going on, and I really have no feelings about it. Maybe because of my path is the reason why I'm like that. But this is what I know. We all have got to evolve to the place to where we do not look at people for what they classify themselves as and see their soul, and with no judgment in our heart and no biases in our heart. That's going to take some work, and more than anything, re-education. And so to me, he seems to be, I know he's not educated, and that's one thing. And then he's trapped. I mean, in a time warp. We don't even use that word, even those people who do not like same gender loving people. No, you can't use that word if you're in the business of people. So he's dumb too.
Well, allegedly he ain't in the business of people. He's in the business of frauding.
Right, exactly.
So he ain't worried about what the people can give, because he gonna take what he gonna take what he want any damn way. He gonna find a way to the bag, even if Ellen done canceled him, Laverne Cox done canceled him, even if T.S. Madison done canceled him, even if Wanda Sykes done canceled him, he know how to get to the PPP loan bag.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so that's really that. Just let me see and know who he is and who he's not.
Yeah. Larry, you've been doing all these lives from your bag. I mean, from your bed. Except, see, you actually got to put clothes on for Tasha. But then you gonna give me and Storm the bedroom experience. Okay, you got up and sat in a chair for Tasha.
I don't care how pretty you is, you still a nigga. So I got up for the girl.
Well, you know, I know how to get on top when a nigga laying down.
You know what?
I'm just saying. Well, I think I've asked you all the questions. Is there? Do you want to take questions from the comments? Like, do you?
They gotta be real quick because that's supposed.
Okay. Should we drop the link and let them come up and have 60 seconds, or take the comments on the screen?
You can do that. But
okay,
go ahead and let them come up while I go pee. I'll be right back.
Okay. Go pull out that big old penis, Larry. Okay. I've been trying to get Larry to start OnlyFans, but Jesus ain't talking to him about that yet.
Look, if they send some cash app, I'll let them see the head.
$ Larry. Let me send my cash app. Hold on. Rules of engagement, as I'm sending Larry this cash app so we can see the head, y'all, is I'm gonna drop the link. 60 seconds. Ask your question, make your statement, get down. Okay. I will be dropping folk Armand Wiggins style, baby. Okay. So 60 seconds, come up, come down. Don't tell your whole life story. Don't all that. Ask whatever pertains to the topic at hand. Hey, Treasurer Lane, what's going on, love? And we're going to make it do what it do. So I'm going to drop the link. Mods, please rotate the link. Hit the link. 60 seconds, speed round. Come up, ask your question. Get down. Also, while folk is hitting the link, I just posted the link, you guys. Hey, Latrice, what's going on, love? Hey, Elisa, what's going on? Kendall, the Larry Live families in the building. I want to shout out. Yeah, you know, everybody follow my platform. You know, did I tell you the Shade Room been following my story? I'm like, what is these people looking? What they looking for? I ain't under investigation.
It's the way you read off them topics.
Shout out to the Shade Room. Shout out to TMZ. Shout out to all y'all who be lurking, honey. Y'all know the king be king, okay? And I have a great mentor, so he's proud, okay? Shout out to Cocaine, and that's the name of my subscriber, okay? That's not a drug dealer. Washington and Anetta, okay? Miss Mika, welcome to the platform, love. Happy to have you here. Your question for Larry. Can you hear me, Mika? Mika, if you can hear me, I can't hear you, love. Okay, we're going to let Mika get her audio together. Anya, welcome to the platform, love. Thank you for the receipts. You emailed me the video footage and the picture. Thank you for that, love. Your question for Larry.
I don't even have a question. First of all, hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hey, Larry. I don't have a question. I just want to tell Larry to go ahead and make a mole of his penis because I'm sick and tired of people questioning your sexuality. They are dying for the meat. They are lusting and dying. And it's like it's almost a sexual drought going on out here. And they need that meat real bad. They don't care which hole they go in. They just want your meat. Make us a mole, Larry. Make us a mole, like for real.
Yeah. Now, that's the way to evangelize the good news, Larry.
Well, you know.
And you ain't even got to tear up your temple to do it. That's a great idea, Anya. A mole, Larry.
I buy it. And still send my tithe. You know, I won't take it out the tithes money to, you know what I'm saying, for my Taruma and nothing like that. I'll definitely buy it. I would.
That's a situation.
You gotta make sure it's like, you know what I'm saying, it has that motor where it can move by itself. You know what I'm saying? And maybe like have your voice like a little chip in there where they can like record your voice and you say like different things. So yeah. Because they ready to spread them cheeks. They want it.
See, I got some smart.
I love to turn a coin. I don't know about that one, but I think on it.
Look, I might make a mold of my ass. That's a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, we got Miss Mika back. Miss Mika, can you hear me, love?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, welcome to the platform, darling. Your comments for Larry.
Thank you, Conscious. Hi, Larry. I just want to know
right now because he's walking around the house.
It's okay. I just want to know. Do you think
a little bit, yeah, because you're moving around. It's breaking up a little bit.
Oh, let me go sit down. I go sit down. I was trying to get my steps in.
Okay, Mika, you gotta go.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I saw Larry's live last night when the whole fiasco started with, what do you call him, Pastor Blackhead?
Blackhead.
Yes, I went on to Larry posted it on his YouTube. I made a comment. I'm like, these false prophets are going to stop playing with God, and anyone that's in his congregation, they need to take their purses and their wallets and leave immediately.
Yeah.
So my question to Larry is, how do you think this is going to go? You know, how's it going to, now that he's been kind of exposed, how do you think it's going to move forward? As far as you said, he's being investigated by the FBI. Do you think this is going to open up people's eyes more so when dealing with these false prophets?
I think it's definitely going to open up some people's eyes, all of the eyes that are ready to see. And I also think that when FBI get involved, you have a reckoning day. So whether that is 2 months, 2 years, or 10, because like I know, they will lurk for a while to just get more evidence on you. So when they put you away, they can put you away for a while. So I believe that that's going to happen. So those that are ready to see will see. FBI will do what they're supposed to do. That's how I think it's going to pan out. I don't think this leopard is going to change spots.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I want to thank you, Conscious, and I want to thank you, Larry. Both of you be blessed. You have a good night. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being up here. Okay, we're going to welcome one community to the platform. What's going on, brother man?
Salute. What's the vibes, man? Salute to y'all, man.
What's up?
Larry, I got
one community.
I know it's crazy, man. I mean, I give it to you. That dialogue was real. It was epic. The dialogue was epic. It had me rolling in the chat. But what I want to know, right? Because I watched the little back and forth, little interaction with you and Bishop Blackhead, what they call him, Bishop No Chains or whatever, his 2 Chains, right? They call him Bishop No Chains. But I'm just saying, right? What was his vitriol towards the sister Genesis Warren? Like, why was he was going mad hard on her? And it looked like he really want no smoke with you. You know what I'm saying? And he attacking her. What was the reason for it? He was just doing this out the blue?
No, I really feel as though that, first of all, Genesis alluded to him knowing who she is, number one, but he don't know her. I don't know what that's about. But number two is, from what I have experienced as far as how he responds to women, that this is just in keeping with how he view women as lesser, and him being the head, and like she was out of place and out of order to even have an opinion about what his church looked like. And she also basically was saying that she didn't think it was real. Now, see, I wasn't saying I thought it wasn't real. I was just saying, from what we see, this is what it was, from what we know. But she was saying it ain't real. So I think it's more so the female thing, and then also the things that she was saying. That's what I think.
Okay. Salute. I didn't ask my question, man. I know a lot of people want to come up and ask their questions. I'm gonna rock out in the back with you right here, though. Conscious.
And what's your name?
My name is One Community.
One Community. Okay, I never heard of you. It's nice to meet you.
This is one of our moderators. He's a dope ass content creator.
I heard you. Yeah, I heard you say that. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, he's amazing. Okay, but stay your ass in the back. I'm gonna bring you back up.
I'm the back.
All right. We want to bring up Ruled by Venus. What's going on, love? Welcome to the platform.
Hi, I pray that you can hear me. I'm on the roof of my building in Brooklyn, ironically.
Yes, I can hear you, love.
Okay, Larry. Hi, how are you? I just have a quick question.
Okay.
Do you think this, and I have no dog in this fight. I didn't know who he was, and he's very close to me apparently, but I never know who he was. So I don't have a dog in the fight. But just on the outside looking in, do you think this could have been prevented if you guys didn't make fun of him? Because I understand that a lot of people, not just you, don't necessarily believe his story, but just in case it had been true, that could be traumatizing, and it may not have been the right time to kind of poke fun at a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? So do you think
Before Larry answers that, can I ask you this? Do you think it was also, since it was the wrong time, shouldn't it have been the wrong time for Bishop Blackhead to be concerned with what media was saying versus tending to his wounds and tending to the trauma of his church and tending to the trauma of his wife? Instead, he's on Instagram following what Larry is saying about the situation.
1,000%. Yes. That's what I said. It's not only Larry. Like, prior to the Larry situation, I saw streams where nobody was buying it, and I didn't know why, because I don't know him, but apparently he doesn't have a good reputation. But I was just thinking, just as a person, just in case it might have been true,
But let me answer her question. I think that it possibly could have went different, but we just don't know because of how he is. I would have needed to say to him, okay, your church is a dump. Why? I don't know how that would have went. Maybe he would have answered in a different way if I hadn't been clowning prior. I don't know. So it could have been handled differently on my end. Then maybe that would have changed how he would have found. Because if you go back to the live, I was saying I need to say to him what I already said. I wanted to ask, but when he came in the energy he did, of course, we didn't have a conversation, and he ended up hanging up. he wasn't interested in giving an answer for why his church is a dump. He didn't want to do that.
Larry, stop saying that. But no, that was my question.
Why you want me?
The
It
fact
just
that
sounds so hurtful.
the fact that Bishop Blackhead would rather his personal house look like God's house rather than God's actual house just is telling the level of priority.
See, I can't with that.
That is a hot mess.
That's what you actually said, Larry. Don't say that. I love women how they are. Okay, well, I'm trying to keep it real, but I hope I'm not being mean. It's not purpose, but look at it. It is an absolute dump, and I say it that way so that give perspective on how wrong it is for the house of God to look like that when the pastor is wearing hundreds of thousands of dollars of diamonds. It's wrong.
No, I can't disagree with you. And I'm not trying to get too much into that, but that's part of the reason I don't necessarily attend church anymore. I used to, but I just started to see things that really turned me off. But even with that in mind, my only thing was like, just because I didn't know, I wouldn't say anything in case it was true. I wouldn't want to like kick somebody while they're down, you know?
Yeah.
But that was my only question.
You're right. That's the reason why I apologize for that joke when I got on the floor. I don't take back anything else that I said because I think it's fair. Why your backdrop was $250. I don't take none of that back.
And it's one thing, right? Like, because there's nothing wrong with a storefront church. I wouldn't give a damn if you had to preach on the side of a hill because Jesus preached from barnyards, the mountainsides, the boats, to synagogues. He was everywhere. Wherever the Lord was is where the kingdom was. But it's weird when you have the means.
Yes.
When you got the means. When you ain't got the means, it's whatever. It needs to be whatever. But the fact that this man got the means and all the means go toward making him wealthy and him look well and him look good. And then God's house.
Yeah.
God's house looks like Run's house.
Yeah.
You know the one thing that really bothered me?
Look like it need to be damn condemned. You know why he got all them damn tapestries lodged up against the walls? Because if you pull them back, it's all type of asbestos, mold, mortar and brick and toe rottenness behind them tapestries, baby. He ain't even want to get the place renovated. Just gonna slap up tapestries everywhere to conceal the renovations that need to be going up in there. But he got his house looking spectacular.
Yeah.
Listen, I live in Brooklyn. Let me tell you something. If that building looks like that from what we can see, the infrastructure is a lot worse. I'm just gonna be honest. So I do agree with that. And that's kind of what was unsettling when I first heard about the jewelry. And I'm like, you feel okay taking $1 from anybody in that building? I certainly hope they're not like collecting money.
Oh, yes, they are.
Yeah. That was my only issue with him. But yeah, it was just the robbery thing, just in case that was real. I just felt bad for him, you know. Yeah. Not bad for him getting robbed, but like bad that if his family really was traumatized and that really happened to his child. I don't
like
think
Larry said, even if it had really happened, the reason why he, kind of was just making light of the situation, because first of all, that's what he does. But secondly, he already had intel and he had already knew some things about
the robber.
Yeah, that he had already robbed other people who was out of $94,000, out of $200,000, etc. So as far as Larry was concerned, it was just a get back. Like this was the universe's feedback, whether genuine or not genuine. I mean, when the thief gets stolen from, it just didn't make sense to Larry to really take that as seriously as maybe Bishop Blackhead would have wanted him to.
And that's why I kept going live. That live gonna start in a little bit. That's why I kept going live to explain that so people could understand.
No, it definitely makes sense when you came with all of the receipts. It's like if he did all of that, my God.
Wait till the receipts drop in Patreon tonight.
Well, thank you guys. I will be in the chat.
All right,
you have a good night.
Thank you, love. My God, today We want to invite Just Naya. Welcome to the platform, babes. Your comment or question for the doctor.
Yes. Hey, first of all, I'd like to say good evening. Good evening. I'm sorry if my voice sounds crazy. I'm out of the weather, so I'm sick right now. But
no, sending light and love to you, boo.
Thank you. But you know I had to come on here because when I see you, I have to run. I woke up. I said, "Wait a minute." Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord. I got him. Okay, so I'm gonna say this. I'm from New York as well. I live in Queens, but originally when I first came to America, we lived in Brooklyn. And as someone that grew up in the church, and especially like a Caribbean church, them people ain't giving up money without seeing no building plan, no you know what I mean, because we were also in a church that was like raggedy as well, and then they were building a bigger church, but our pastors like showed everything that they were doing step by step so that people did not feel as if people were just giving their money in vain, you know what I mean? So I feel like that right there, something not right about that. And the minute that story, like I seen that video, I'm not gonna lie, if you use your discernment and you've been in church, any point in time in your life, if you've been in church, even if somebody stepped like, whoa, too fast towards the pastor, everybody jumping in the back. Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they don't play about the pastor.
Come on.
Like they will put their life on the line for the pastor. So for me, when I saw that video and everybody and number one, it was too quiet. Black people holler too much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Especially with guns and stuff in Brooklyn. I don't care how much people are like, oh, it's New York, they're used to this type of stuff. No, we're not. No matter how many times you see somebody get robbed, you react your own way. You know what I mean? Like in a room, like in a building full of people, there was no sound. And then the men in the background were just too calm. But that was my commentary. But my question to Bishop is, do you feel the way that because I did watch your other interviews and stuff like that you did earlier, so I got a good format of like, what happened. So for me, it's like, do you feel as if the way that he's been dropping these F-bombs and things like that, and we all know he's been in jail for 20 years prior, well, 5 years in his 20-year bid, whatever, do you feel as if he's battling something within himself, and that's why he feels, since you are so, you've dealt with your stuff, you stepped in your light, you know what I mean, and you're truthful about who you are, do you think somebody like you kind of just, not only were you able to see it for what it is and speak your truth, you think that kind of made him wobble the way he did and show out the way he did?
Yes. I mean, cause we had that same when we met. And let me give an exclusive for the Consciouztv family.
Oh, what? Let me blow you up for the exclusive, honey.
His family member said he's a reformed gay.
His family said that, Laurie?
I'm going to post it as they said it. And I might have to black out the first name so you just see their last name is Whitehead.
Wait, his family reached out to you? Why? Like, what compelled them?
To apologize to me for his actions. See, he got a whole bunch of half brothers and sisters.
Wow.
I think they're like 12 or 15 of them or something like that.
We put up allegedly, child, because I already told my crew, when Bishop Blackhead get to send out the paperwork and the cease and desist, send it right on to Larry, honey. Like, don't sit it. I'm following behind Paul, and Paul following behind the family members who saying this. Okay, so send all the cease and desist to Larry, baby. Okay, that's a good chronological order here. What?
And they tell me detailed situation that happened in jail, and they had the name of the facility, what block he was in, and one guy was talking about how the COs know about him. I was locked up in the same one guy that a fight that he got.
I believe it.
Wow.
I said it. Psychiatrists are even discovering that most men who are explicitly homophobic are repressed homosexuals, bisexuals themselves.
Right, because that
studies
first time he
are.
said it to Bishop Larry, like when he first said it, that the way the malice in the back of his throat. Do you understand what I mean? It was extra.
Check this out. It's another exclusive.
Ooh.
Had I known what I know now,
Mm.
Bishop Jordan told me how they broke up. This man was raising his voice trying to check my pastor. I said, Bishop, what? He never told me that. I said, if you had told me that, this would have went a whole nother way. I'm glad I didn't know, because I wouldn't have been as poised. You raising your voice at the arch? You out of your mind.
What? So, did Bishop give any context to the altercation? What led to a screaming match?
Because he was saying the bishop was out of order and all the men around
For
him.
doing what?
He said all the men around him are homosexual. He should rebuke them and get them away from them. Some kind of crazy stuff.
What?
Oh, wow.
This man he's obsessed with homosexuality.
I'm trying to
For real.
And the men around Bishop ain't. That's speculation.
Wow. Jesus. So wait a minute. So why has Bishop not been cut off Blackhead? Because it seemed like enough been happening prior to this to give Arch to put Bishop up for adoption.
Right.
That changed. The Bishop don't deal with disrespect.
Huh?
That exchange is when he cut him off.
Oh, so he's actually been cut off. But how long has he been cut off now?
I haven't heard him mention him since last year, so it's been at least 7 or 8 months.
Oh wow. Jesus. All right, okay. Wow, Jesus Christ. Well, that's the good news. Bishop done got he done popped the Blackhead. Thank you for being up here just now. I appreciate you, love.
No problem. Thank you so much.
And feel better, love.
Thank you so much. Good night, y'all.
Good night, boo. I want to bring up my boo, my beautiful mods, Mr. and Mrs. Oz. Welcome to the platform. I don't know if this Mr. or Mrs. Who talking? Hello?
Hello. God bless you. This is Mr. Oz.
What's going on, Bishop?
She's still communing with God until 11:55 tonight. Thank God.
Okay. She on her verbal fast.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Glad to see the pastor eating well. I didn't see him bless them red beans and rice, but God bless.
He walk as the blessing, baby.
I want to say this. I want to say this real quick. We saw in Reformation last week how God came through Reformation and blessed beautiful people through the man and the woman of God. And then this week it happens that it's live streamed of another preacher getting robbed, and then it's directly sent to the man of God. It seems like it is a setup. If you look at the situation, I'm saved, sanctified, baptized, filled with the Holy Ghost, but I'm going to tell you this. You put a gun to my kid's head or to my wife, first of all, me and my wife is going to jump you, first of all, in the name of Jesus. But then number two, my child, I don't care how saved I am. There's a saying in the church, I will lay my religion down. I would have told him from apple to zebra. Y'all niggas, all of us is going out. You're going to have to shoot every one of us in here. Right. So that to me, it takes common sense. I understand if you're going through stuff in your life that you got to stage this, but anybody with any common sense, not church brain, common sense, look at it for what it is. This Negro is styling and profiling, and your church is wilding. That makes no sense to me. I said that in the name of Jesus, and I'm glad I was able to see y'all and pray for the Marshall family.
Yes,
I will.
Thank you so much.
Love you, Pastor.
I love you too.
Come on, Pastor. All right, Mr. Oz.
God bless y'all.
Light and love, boo. So to that point, Larry, what did you think about the guy sitting to the left of the stage who was just kind of like stone cold the entire time? He seemed to not even know what to do even after the robbers left. Earlier in the comment, because I've been robbed at gunpoint before, and I did not have a expected reaction. I was very calm. I didn't even run when the robber told me to turn around and run. He had the pistol pressed to my abdomen and was threatening to kill me. He said, turn around and run in the opposite direction. I didn't even run. I walked off, but I wasn't frantic. I wasn't panicked. I wasn't sweating. I wasn't pleading for my life. I wasn't begging. I wasn't doing the sinner's prayer. I ain't even argue with the man. I just gave him what he wanted, turned my ass around, and I walked off. And I thought he was going to shoot me from behind, but he didn't. I considered the fact that the guy might have been in shock.
Okay.
Or maybe he was in on it. It's either one of those things.
This is my thing. It was weird. Whether he was in shock or it was weird. In a storefront setting, right now, if you walk up to me anywhere with that kind of energy, Marco or Lotlier or myself or Junior Whitman Jr. is going to shoot you. It's a knee-jerk reaction. You're a pastor? That was strange. It was.
Well, we have already been saying though that the pastor isn't even smart enough, considering where his church is located, to even have proper security. So there wasn't anything for them to shoot the robbers with. What were they going to shoot them with? They probably wasn't even armed.
But that don't make no sense.
It don't. The whole thing doesn't. Where he got the church at, the aesthetic of the church, the location of the church. It's a lot of things that don't make sense. Which, to my point, I feel like the pastor is narcissistic as fuck and was just using the church in order to get access to a greater life for himself. And that's why the church itself looks crazy. That's why no real thought went to protecting the church, protecting the sanctuary. None of that has gone into the creation of that, because it seems to me, in my personal opinion, that he's only using the church as a way to access wealth.
I don't.
And it looks like he don't care. It looks disingenuous.
You're right. No, you're right. He's using that. It may not be the wealth that he's getting from the people and offers and tithe, but he's using that whole bishop pastor thing to swindle money out of people. Because the woman that he got $97,000 out of was the church member.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Shamako. Hey, Diva. I got two other comments to bring up, and then we're done. I wanted to say this too. I know a lot of people are saying that they would have acted a fool. I'm not honestly sure that if a gang of people ran up into my house or my church armed, that I would have escalated the situation and risked my child indeed being shot. I probably would have tried to play it down, see what the people wanted, and then get people. I'm not sure if I would act a damn fool when there were so many other innocent people involved. So to people's point that they would have gotten up or they would have had to fight, or I even heard Atasha say, y'all would have had to kill me over my baby. Well, your baby might have actually, in fact, got killed trying to escalate a situation that wasn't even going to go there. But because now everybody's in protection mode, now motherfuckers might get shot up. Excuse my French.
Yeah, I understand. I do understand that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I want to bring up Jordana. Welcome to the platform, love. Thank you for being here. To the missus as well. Your thoughts on the situation? Hey, boo.
Hi, Larry. Long time follower and patron. But we have a joke for Larry, and it's gonna apply very well here. Ready?
I'm ready, baby.
You know when a nigga not right. You know when a nigga not right. You know when a nigga. You know when a nigga. You know when a nigga not right. That's all we had to say. His spiritualization picked that up right away. Yeah. So,
I love your hair, Conscious. You are slim, baby.
That's all we had to say. We had to give honor to the infamous song that we sing around the house.
Yes, and that's on period. That's on period.
Love you guys. Have a good night.
All right, y'all. Good night, boo. Long-term supporters and patron members there, y'all. Last but not...
What was the name? What was the name?
Jordana. Her and her wife, yes.
Okay, Jordan. Okay, great. That's a long time LRL. I ain't seen in half.
Yeah, your platform might be bigger than mine, but I'm responsible for nearly half your followers.
Okay, Conscious.
We want to welcome Jace, okay? My lovely, beautiful mod and wonderful content creator. Hey, boo, welcome to the platform. Can you hear me, Jace? Jace might be away. Okay. Jace might be away. So my final question to you, Larry, is are you afraid of any legal consequences? Like, do you feel that there will be some legal action taken on behalf of Blackhead?
All I do is win.
Long as Olga not involved.
But that God even turned that in my favor, though. You see,
He did. Thank God you had God, okay? Because God worked over.
I got a covenant with him. So even if the lawyer,
period, what was intended for an L was made well for the righteous.
Still come through there.
All right. So what? So I know you've mentioned Patreon. So are there an onslaught of receipts that are going to be produced on YouTube and Patreon, or Patreon exclusively?
Just Patreon.
Just Patreon. What can people expect that you're about to drop in Patreon?
Word for word out of the woman's mouth that he recently stole close to $100,000 from.
Jesus Christ.
I'm also going to do that, but I have more. I have recorded phone calls between the bishop and people that he owed money and fussing back and forth. I have I also have false appraisals for properties that he did. Closing paperwork, the paperwork involved to lie to these people. Yeah, that's all I got. But I'm only going to drop just that one thing.
So what's going to happen to the rest of the stuff? I mean, you just gonna sit on it?
Yeah, because see, he gonna get when the FBI get him, and anybody else that he took some money from, contact me because I feel the FBI gonna call me, and I'm gonna need to anything concrete. I'm gonna need to put it in their hand.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot. What? You've also mentioned alleged baby that is not being taken care of as well.
She wants to go live.
She wants to go live on her own platform or
with me on IG. She can be told because this stuff happens. But I got to make sure it's legit first before I let my platform.
Absolutely.
Of course, they would come for me. And I don't know if y'all noticed. That's why J Mall ain't came for me, said nothing. And I done went 2 or 3 times talk about him and that baby, but he ain't gonna do it because he can't take me to court on it. So he just blocked me on all social media. He can't take me to court on it because it is absolutely true, and he's still paying child support now. So whenever it comes to babies and stuff, even the ones I went to court for, I always make sure it's airtight before I even say it on my platform.
Absolutely. You gotta bet. Yes. So, my God. So wait a minute. So he's current. How old is the alleged child?
How is his child? He should be around. He's the baby daddy once the darn again.
Oh, hold on. I'm talking about a Blackhead.
Ow!
Yeah. The alleged child is how old?
It did not say, but I do. The baby mama came to church, and I gotta look back over the And she, from a real IG, she just wants this. She wants to talk about it.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Not getting into child support.
Bishop Blackhead, baby, you might got to go resume the body of Johnny Cochran, baby. You done fucked up all the church's money and business, period. It might have been best for you not to have hit that live with Larry, baby, okay? It done caused a domino effect. The final destination sequence, if you will, is in order. One more commenter, Mickey Finky. Welcome to the platform, love. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Hey, love. Yes, I can hear you. Welcome to the platform.
Is I follow you, Conscious, but you go on late sometimes. I had to go to work early in the morning, but I think you are beautiful. I have a crush on you.
Oh, okay. I'm with it. Welcome to the platform. I try to go on earlier, too. I try to go on because I know some of my folks be on their way to bed when I be on my way up.
Why he was that with the first wife?
Huh?
What happened with his first wife, Bishop Blackhead, first wife?
So Bishop Blackhead. So this is so this is his second wife.
But now I want to know what happened with the relationship with the first wife.
Domestic violence, alleged domestic violence. He beat her, and she also keeps the children away from him because of it.
I believe that he looks like that. I saw that aura in him.
Mm-hmm.
He has a black aura around him. He's terrible.
Wow.
But I'm gonna say this,
Mm-hmm.
Larry, I will go on your channel. I love you because you stood your ground. When Genesis got emasculated by that man and he did what he said about you or whatever, I was working like, what the F, you know? So I will follow you from now on. I love you. And I love you, Consciouztv. I think
I love you too, man.
your
Thank you for all
aura
the
just golden all around you, honey.
Thank you so much. I try.
I'm sorry, I'm so country, but have a good day.
All right, babe. Thank you for being okay. Larry, one more, and it's my subby who has some audio issues. JC, can you hear me now?
Yes, I was cracking on some sunflower seeds, so I didn't realize I had the mic on mute. Hi, Bishop Reid.
Hey, baby, how you doing,
Hey,
Lord?
I'm doing really well. I just want to ask, who was filming the robbery? It is not
It was live
conceived.
streaming, right? I think it was live streaming.
Was it live streaming?
Live stream.
So no one thought to. I guess I'm still confused because it just seems so weird to me that this robber would go in and this video was still going. I'm having a few issues with that. It looked as if it was on a cell phone to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
It could have been streaming from a cell phone because that's
no, it was live stream because it was you could tell that the camera was put on a tripod because it was just a flat, straight shot.
Yeah,
okay.
Or anything.
Your cell phone and your iPad on the tripod to do that. So that it was definitely been live stream. I verified that before I put the video.
Okay. Well, then that satisfied me because I thought it was like, how could this be going on and somebody be like filming it on their camera and the robber not be aware? At any rate, it's still a little bit too clean or something for me. It just feels like something ain't cleaner than the milk.
But he's an idiot.
You're not wrong. And none of us are wrong. And whether it is because it's a fake robbery or because of the energy that he operates in or the energy in the church, we're picking up on something that's not right. We just know what that something is. I mean, I know some of what that something is. So we're not wrong. We are very clear. You are exactly right. Women should always trust their intuition. In the Bible, you're called to help me. The Holy Ghost is called to help her. Y'all are the key to the renaissance that this world needs to move into. And we need all women in connection with their intuition and the voice of the Spirit that is in their ear. Y'all are never wrong. You're always right.
Thank you so much. My last one, do you ever get tired of these people coming after you with this toxicity and using your truth that you to me courageously shared with everyone, trying to turn it on you like a weapon or something? Do you ever tire of that?
No, I don't. Because every time they do it, God pays me off. He be like, look, because of that, let me get this. So I don't. And everybody around me have heard me say this 1,000 times, and it happens every time. Because I made a covenant with God that I will be honest and I'll be transparent and true. I ain't gonna let you put nothing on me that ain't true. But I'm not gonna shy away from what is the truth. And only times that I won't be 100% transparent because my transparency is going to affect somebody else. But other than that, you're going to always get 100%. God has blessed me by telling the truth and being honest. And I think it got to be freeing somebody and it's like the anointing increased. My gifts have all increased. The more honest and transparent, real I get. So, if what they saying, I don't even care. I mean, cause like y'all broke, y'all don't, y'all and they don't have what is on my life. I mean, how many people you know that can dance, sing, write, act, comedy? You know, that I'm like a quadruple package.
The Beyonce of this thing.
You know what I'm saying? So as long as God keep His hand on me in every way, shape, and form, but meaning His hand on me, I will continue to do what I do, and they can call me whatever they want to call me. I don't care. I welcome it.
Well, thank you so much. And yes, Conscious is at least responsible for me subscribing and following you because I first heard you and he and Truth Seeker in a conversation several years back.
Oh wow.
So thank
A
you
lot
so
of
much for
the members had went up in the chat or when I had said that I'm responsible for half of Larry's chat. They were like, "You sure is?" Because I'm watching Larry today because of you, Conscious. So on period. On period.
So thank you so much. Thank you, both of you. Thank you so much. And God bless you both.
And that's the reason. Well, what's your cash app? Let me go send you a blessing.
My cash app is Consciouztv. Consciouztv. It's on the screen.
Why are these gospel artists texting me? They must be all of this GMW.
I want, and while Larry is sending me my money, I want to comment on people saying that the camera had turned. I didn't notice that. If you guys watch it here, the camera did pan to the left and to the right. There's a reason for that. So if you guys notice, what it looks like happened is that when the robbers came in, they actually hit the tripod, and that's what caused it to shift. Because soon as the camera shift, the robber came from behind in front, and you see him zoom around. So when they ran up in there, and because it was more than one, they were moving all up and around this tripod. That's what was causing it to shake and all of that. But it never actually shifted organically to the left or to the right. It looked like it was hit, and that's why there's all of that. Does that make sense to Larry?
It makes sense to Larry.
Okay.
I try hard to see somebody definitely went this way on it, and so turn the camera to the left.
Any other comments, Larry, that you have regarding the situation? Anything that you want to say? 9 o'clock is in 5 minutes, so I know Patreon is about to be off the damn chain.
Yeah, at 9 o'clock it comes on YouTube and Facebook. But I hope I set that thing up right. And then after that, I'm gonna post the stuff in Patreon.
Okay, so something is coming up onto the Facebook and YouTube platform. And what's that going to be again?
Say it again.
And what's that going to be?
Cause I went live on IG while you was up
there.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Larry. Let me tell you how great of a person Larry is. Despite all that he's doing in life, he still humbly comes down here, moderate, checks in on me, show me love, and participate. That's why I love him, y'all. Okay? He's so humble. He's so humble and arrogant and humble all in one. Okay? But I can relate because I'm arrogant and humble too. I got an old nasty combination of arrogance and humbleness, okay?
Oh my God.
Somewhere between Mother Teresa and motherfuck you is my personality, okay? Well, I hope that Bishop Blackhead gets his ish together. I hope that he really does come to confession. It's looking like it's not going to be. And I hope that things don't get crazy. So you make sure to keep yourself. Make sure you keep your life security on you. Okay?
Anybody that's coming to
because these niggas is ghetto, Larry. These niggas ghetto.
I get that. Anybody that wants to come where I am, I think we should pray for them.
Yeah. Well, do you want to say a prayer before we get out of here?
Lord, let them know that they will get fucked up if they come anywhere near me or any of my homes and the people I love. Lord, if you don't let an angel smote them, I'm going to put a bullet in them. So if you don't want me to be in jail with a preaching ministry, let them stay where they're at. Let them trip on their way. Send them somewhere else. Amen.
Man, I'm with it, baby. Oh, man. Y'all. Larry got his credentials in ligament and spiritualization. So, okay, so watch out for the front side and the back side. Well, thank you for being up here, Doctor. This was absolutely amazing. I think you cleared up everything there is to clear up, and obviously the story will unfold a few months. It looks like it's going to be lit for Bishop, so I guess we'll be seeing what happens in a few months regarding that raid. That's going to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
See you later.
Let me ask you this question too. Are you open to, like, if any other congregants reach out to you and want to talk about what happened? Oh,
I'm already talking to one.
What was said to you regarding that day? Like,
pastor's a punk. First lady is a spiritual warrior.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, get your ass out of here. We be tuning in at 9.
Okay.
Thank you for being here, Pastor. I'll call you later.
All right.
All right. That was Larry signing off, y'all. Let me bring up, I guess, one child. What y'all think? What you think, honey? It's a lot going on in the world, y'all. I'm glad Larry hit the lane, baby, because I did not feel like watching the long ass lives and looking through all that footage and
Hey, what's going on? By the way, check out that message I sent you, Conscious. But I was gonna on your phone. I text you.
Okay.
But okay, so don't say that loud. Okay, but I was gonna say this is that this shit. It's the if niggas don't have nothing else, they gonna have the audacity. Like, I just couldn't believe that he set up there in a church. Now, like I said, my pendulum's gonna be swinging from left to right. So you mean to tell me, because now I'm finna get real on the reckless side, fuck the logic. You mean to tell me you sit up in a church and hold up a belief system that sits up there and targets queer people like a motherfucker, and you don't care about the same rhetoric and ideas that get put into people's minds that allow bullets and also weapons of mass destruction to be pointed at them? But however, as soon as it happens to you, and all of a sudden you want everybody to care. Now you want the world to stop. Now it's not nothing to joke about. Now it's something that needs to be taken serious.
That part.
Because the whole thing about it, you didn't care about the trans people. You didn't care about the queers. Now all of a sudden, now everything got to stop.
It's crazy.
That part.
I just can't, because I was listening. I was like, and then the whole thing is that I understand, he could have been robbed and all these things, and the children. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me I have to have a heart to heart with y'all. I'm like really on this whole idea of nowadays, I'm not even gonna have children be in the way of me feeling the way I feel, as in just because the kids are there, now all of a sudden we have to feel different. Because I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. A lot of times people do use children to try to escape the ass whoopings and the karma that they have coming their way. So with that being said, that's no longer a factor for me. By the grace of God, thank you, God. The children were not harmed or anything like that. But however, let's also go through the idea of, since you are quote unquote a man of God, and this also happens when you take someone from the state house to the church house. When you are a man of God and you are quote unquote the head of household, you also have to be aware of your own actions. Because guess what? Since you are the head, quote unquote, everybody else under that umbrella is going to be affected. That includes your church, that includes your family. So you can't be out here stealing from people Now, let's just say everything is true. Let's go with the narrative. You can't be stealing from people and expect everything to be all, oh, hey, Pastor, how you doing? Because the thing about it is that even if they don't do it, somebody will. Because that's the way the universe works. That's the way God works. What you put out there is what you get back. If the car go forward, it's most definitely gonna roll back to your ass. Like if I'm sitting up here being an asshole to everybody in the goddamn street, I'm liable to get my ass whooped or at least get in a fight. Because guess what? What you put out there is what you get back. If I sit there and I be nice to everybody, I have more than likely someone's gonna be nice to me. That's what happens. So even if the people that were direct victims don't do it, it was gonna happen because that's what you attracted. Yeah. And so here's nothing. Just I was like confused because I do agree with the whole thing of you saying things like in the midst of situations you don't act like you're liable to act any type of way. And I do agree, and because I've experienced that too, like where, and I've never been robbed at gunpoint, but however, I have been in a situation where you say like something happens and we're supposed to run. I'll just shock, like you just sit there. And they're like, what the fuck? Why didn't you run? You could have got hit. You could have got hurt really bad. But when situations happen and it's not like a automatic thing, you may just be in shock and you just sit there. So I do agree, but I just think it's very hypocritical of him to sit up there and now all of a sudden he want to talk about, oh, my children, all these different types of things. I understand. But however, don't try to use your children as a way for you to escape your karma. But at the same time, don't be sitting up here trying to talk about, oh, they pointed weapons at me. But however, when it's at the stake of anybody else, all of a sudden you don't give a fuck. We ain't trying to hear that, and the whole thing behind it. You sit up there with that church, and I don't want to disrespect. He don't care about the church, so I'm gonna say it. You sitting up there with that church over there, right next to that Haitian market. They're over there selling pig feet and shit, bitch, and griot. You should be ashamed of your motherfucking self. You should be ashamed of yourself that you sit up there with a whole bunch of suits, ties, and all that fake jewelry, or probably real jewelry. That's why they took that shit, and I hope the shit was fake, so it was all in vain, bitch. So you mean to tell me you stood up in that motherfucking church with $800,000 around your goddamn neck, and you mean to tell me in that building looked like a goddamn barbershop? That is stupid. You deserved your ass whooped, and I don't give a fuck. You deserved your ass whooped. They should have pistol whipped your motherfucking ass at that too. Because it's one thing to be the man of God and you preach from the pulpit, but you was an imposter and you do nothing. And you stood there, you put on this sheep clothing, as in, okay, I'm a man of God, but however, you trying to impress, like you trying to sit up here and appear one way, but you're really not a man of God. Because the thing about it, men of God, and I'm using quotation marks good because that's an umbrella term nowadays. A man of God, he don't put out hate, even if that's what you believe. You saying the F word, which comes from a term in a place of hate, that's not what you do. Especially if you want to bring people to glory, that's not what you do. Because keep in mind,
he knows that, but it ain't about that. That's why no part of this looks like no part of what he's doing and moving and operating as looks remotely familiar to anybody who's been exposed to people who have, who are actually leaders in the church and have love for the people. That's why the church was building. He left some people unprotected. He should have considered the fact that you are walking in there with people's mortgages on your earlobes. You didn't think about the fact that you're walking around in this neighborhood honey, like wealthy and rich. You had anybody with decency and lovingness. First of all, a real minister would not even be parading this level of materiality around in his congregation. Once again, all of that is a focal point for him, not a focal point for God. Jesus could have came down and been walking on spaceships and UFOs and could have been dwelling in castles. Instead, he was in sandals, a robe, and on the ass of a donkey. Okay, came in the form of the lowliest. Okay, because the true power and wealth and life he was talking about is in real vitality in life and relationship to self and alignment in nature. Has nothing to do with all of this capitalistic shit that this man is talking about. So this man clearly is using the ministry movement and using the title and using all these things. This is just another business for him. That's why you don't see no real love and modesty and nothing. It just, there's nothing familiar about this. But I want to welcome also Tony to the platform. Welcome, Tony. Your thoughts on the teams of the teams.
I'll come back to it then.
Listen, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud, and in color.
Okay, listen. I do the video for my church, so I'm just gonna speak to one point only. If you were using an iPad, an iPhone, an Android phone, and you have it on a tripod, what in the hell needs to be hit that it turns the camera that way so smoothly? Look at the video again.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you. Okay, hold on. Prime example, Tony. So, right, I have a cell phone holder here, and I can tilt. So you can imagine this as a cell phone, or imagine this as the I got a pocket. So or as a tablet. Now, if the robber came in, because this swings from left to right like this, so when they breeze past it, rush past it, shoot.
But did you see? But did you see what your? But did you see what your device just did?
But that's because of this. I got a hot socket on the back though, so it wasn't even sitting properly in it. But it would sit flat in the surface because it's made for this. It's made as a harness.
I understand everything you saying, and I am back. I what I'm saying to you is that it still looks real strange to me that camera moves smoothly. It did not move as if somebody had hit it, had tilted it. Someone put their hands on that camera and moved it slightly.
But why do you think that is then? So let's say it was done intentionally. What was the intent?
Look at that. If you look at it conveniently, which way it turned to.
Okay, I'm gonna put it up.
Look at it again, because I looked at it several times and I'm like, no, this is something's not right here. Look at it again.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up the video again. Let's see if it'll play.
You're about to go through.
Okay.
Yo. All right. Yo, right.
That wasn't a hit.
Yeah, that wasn't smooth enough to be a hit.
That wasn't a hit. That was somebody actually moving. Somebody moved the camera.
Yeah, it could. I think it was the robbers who moved it out of the way because it probably was in the walkway and they probably shifted it or slid it in a way because as soon as it moved, the robbers came from right in front of the camera.
But if I move a camera, I'm taking the camera. If I know that that's the camera that's going to possibly have my face on it, I'm snatching the whole camera. I'm not going to just move the camera and then move it out of the way of who you were trying to target to rob. Listen. Ain't nobody saying it. I'll say it. The whole thing looked completely staged. It looked completely.
It does look staged.
It looked like somebody said earlier. It looked like a Tyler Perry movie. It was completely staged, and I'm gonna stand on that. None of that looked correct at all. Period. That's my.
My only issue, Tony, is I'm not sure. My only challenge to that is what we would do in a situation. I'm not sure if it can be said for what everybody would do. These are robbers, so I don't think that their concern was even the camera. I think it was just in the way. They moved it, and then they went for the earrings and that necklace.
Are they really robbers? Because one walked by like he was walking in the park, like literally, and then came back. The dummy had the nerve to come back and get some other jewelry that dropped on the floor.
So see, because you can
look at it.
Because it was a lot of.
He walks away from the camera, then he walks back and picks up a piece of jewelry that dropped on the floor.
Yes.
Okay, I have a question. Okay, so let's just go with if it was staged. I'm not saying if it is, it isn't. I'm not gonna get into that whole thing because I would feel bad if I'm sitting up here saying it's fake, finding the shit was real. I feel bad, so I'm not gonna step into that conversation. But I do have a question. Like, let's just say if it is fake and staged, what would be the purpose? Because the jewelry around his neck and stuff got robbed. The church didn't, to my understanding.
Right.
He could have just been trying to do.
So what game would that do?
Honestly, I feel like he could have been doing insurance fraud because for himself with jewelry.
Not even because he probably. So what they're really alleging is that he probably had the jewelry insured. So if this was a setup, he is able to collect on the front end the insurance claim from the stolen jewelry while also still having the jewelry because he would get access to the jewelry. I mean, he would get
especially since he knew the exact amount that they stole between him and his wife. Because he's the one that put that out that it was over $400,000 worth of jewelry between him and his wife. Like I wouldn't be thinking about how much my jewelry cost if my church got robbed. You know what I mean? And why is it that you only thinking about what you and your wife lost, not what everybody lost?
Exactly.
But keep in mind, he's not a real man of God. He's materialistic.
But who else lost in this situation? Because it was only his wife and him who was robbed.
That's what I'm saying. It seems weird. Like
it's
not also weird that he would know the value because most people know the value of the jewelry. And the cars and the houses and the clothes and the things.
Why didn't they take a car? Why didn't they take one of the cars? What did he drive up in? Why didn't they take the car?
Because the
cars is easy to track.
Yeah, like that's a lot harder to get away with doing versus
especially in New York with our streets.
You got top shots on every block.
The way that them damn robbers would have had to triple park and double parallel park just to get out of the damn out of there.
Right, they had to go all the way downstairs to get out the building. You know what I mean? Like, but my thing is this though. I feel like when you said they were too calm and he came back to get another jewelry. If you notice that a lot of robberies lately, even in like the mall or whatever, a lot of these robbers are calm and they're quiet and they're chill and they're just acting as if they're just shopping and they walking out.
I think you got some static in your phone. Doing that. Get some static in your phone, Will.
Like I'm so sorry.
Get static in it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but it's still static in it.
It is?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Do you have an earpiece in or something?
I did.
But I do want to say this though. When it comes down to the cars and stuff, them bad boys will be tracked. That's the same reason why if you don't pay your bill or pay your car note, they're coming picking it up.
A luxury car, so I know he got.
I give you that one. I give you that.
But with a one community, I think you muted one community. I think you're on mute.
Yeah, you're on mute.
And with you being from New York, one community, like, what do robberies look like? Like, does this look like a genuine robbery in the tri-state area? I mean.
You're still muted.
No,
you're still muted.
We still can't hear you. We get the audio together. Okay, as one community figuring that out, Reckless, you was going to add something?
I kind of wanted to continue to go on my little rant because I was starting with the head of the household. Slowly go down to the wife and then the body of the chip. Huh?
Go ahead, because
the body of the congregation.
Go ahead.
Okay, so here's another thing.
Hold on for a minute, Reckless. One community is still mute. Yeah. Are you sure everything plugged in? It might be a wire kind of sticking out or a cord not plugged in, all right?
It might be his mic.
It's your mic too, just now. You got static all in your shit.
Damn, I don't even know what's up. It was fine.
I don't know what's going on, but
the devil trying it tonight.
It might be that goddamn next door to this church, honey.
Right. He's trying to tell us to shut up. He don't want the New Yorkers to talk.
Black magic and teens. All I'm saying about this setting is that I can see it being both sage and I can see it being genuine. I can see it being either one of the case. Because these weren't really aggressive robbers. And yeah, it's still on mute. One community. Still can't hear you. I don't know what's wrong. Do you think it's hold on, let me make sure I ain't got you mute. No, you ain't mute on my Oh shit, okay. He might try to come in and come out. So Reckless, yes.
Mm-hmm.
He said the body, but keep in mind, Reckless, this is not a genuine minister. So don't expect how he moving and living to reflect what you would expect out of a genuine pastor, because this clearly ain't that.
No, I wasn't. No. I'm clear on all of those things, but I was starting with the head of household and him being the lead. So we're gonna start with the lead, and then I'm gonna slowly work my way down to the base of that congregation. Cause my thing is this. Okay, I started with him. I kind of got him out the way. Now let me go on to his wife. Let me tell you, Miss Ma'am, you are apparently, from what we got from Larry Reid, is that he's the punk and you are the spiritual warrior and all these things. I don't know where your discernment was when it came down to your husband. If you're not a part of this scheme, but I highly doubt it, because my thing is this: how can you be married to somebody in the work? It's the same logic that we kind of use with Apollo and Phaedra Parks, is that how can you be married to somebody and don't know what their source of income is coming in at? So I don't. She was part of it.
Question there. Hold on. Let me ask you this question. So, do you believe that Andrea Kelly was aware of R. Kelly's behavior?
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans. You talking about him and the girls?
Him, Andrea, his ex-wife, Andrea Kelly. Do you believe that she was innocent? Because a lot of people were saying, how could you be married to this man and he got a studio in his house and da da da? You not know, because she said she didn't know. Mm-hmm. She was kept away. Da 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 da.
Well,
hold on. Let me get into that. Let me just say this, no disrespect to women's community. But these niggas be doing all type of fuck shit under the roof, and women don't be knowing. Their girlfriends be getting effed. Their mamas be getting effed. Their best friend be getting effed. He got 50 million. He doing 50 million 11 things in the household, and the woman be completely oblivious. So I can see now. I don't now, but see, the thing is, when your man started accumulating wealth, it gotta make sense to you. So I don't know, but then again, if we're talking about hierarchy, the woman might be in her place. She might, her role is just to enjoy It's one community. It's glitching now. For one community, he got a glitch on his end. So we're gonna let him finish figuring that out. But go ahead, Reckless. So
this goes to the point of when you play in your place. I completely understand that, but since he is the head and he led your ass over here, so rightfully so, he getting his ass slapped up, and rightfully so, you're gonna be right behind his ass for sitting there following a motherfucking dumbass. And this is the reason why I be telling you, ladies, stop trying to submit to a dude and just trying to let him only just lead y'all. Have a mind of your own. And that's only to say if she did not know. I'm gonna stay out of that conversation. But however, my thing is this: there's a lot going on. Okay, let me get this congregation. Y'all come here, bitches. All y'all come to the front. I don't understand how the fuck you able to go to a church and he's riding around, and I'm assuming I'm using it for example purposes, y'all. Bentleys, upgrade from Chrysler 300s, bitch. Fucking Lamborghinis and shit. And you mean to tell me y'all church is literally right next to a hood corner store for Haitians, bitch, that sell deli meat market type of meat? And what my thing is this: at what point were people going to say something? Now you're saying something. Now you're starting to come out. But at the same time, I do have this whole thing of too, is that it kind of goes to the point of, I know sometimes to my understanding, he is like a well-known pastor. He is a well-known pastor, right? He's like one of the mega church. No, I don't say mega church.
I don't know anything about this man.
No, he
Okay,
claims.
And clearly he don't have a mega church. We see what the church looks like.
Well, I know he ain't got no mega church, but people cannot have mega church but have mass influence. Because my thing is this, because I also know this also goes to another reason why people don't speak out, because then you have a mob of people that come and attack you and then victimize you, and you be like, you know, I'm the one in, you know, I'm the victim, but they treat you like you're the victimizer. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know, but at some point y'all had to say something. Like, it shouldn't have to. It's not making sense to me. It's really not, because the thing is that y'all sat in that church, y'all gave y'all money, and y'all, where did the money go? Apparently with the backdrops. I got one of those right now. It went to backdrops.
It's a perfect example of a totally blind following. It just goes to show you how indoctrinating and the persuasive power of religion. Religion has been able to get people to kill. Fuck just being bamboozled out of money. Religion has convinced people to actually murder other people. Look at the dark ages of the church. Look at the witch trials. Look at the Salem witch trials. Religion has done more extreme atrocities on this earth than just a bootleg pastor parading around painting people's face with wealth. So the least religion can do is definitely convince people that there's nothing wrong in the buttermilk because the pastor riding around in the Benz and you had to take the martyr to church service. That is hardly that's an easy win for the church in terms of the ability to get congregants into the sunken place. But I will say that, because it's something you said earlier too, about so the thing with this pastor is that not all of his wealth allegedly is coming from the church. He's also allegedly a businessman. He owns businesses. Allegedly there's been real estate fraud. So what I'm thinking is that the wife, probably a typical wife, she knows her husband is into business and has business. She's not making a thing of it because there may be corruption on the back end, but the way he got shit looking on the front end is legit. He does go out every day. He is tending to properties and houses. So it looks well to do on her end. It's how he got to that end that got all the weirdo stuff in it. And I said earlier in this commentary that to me, it does look like a loan shark situation. It looked like these men came to get what was owed to them. This might explain why he knew to immediately get his ass down, because he probably already done been pulled into the alleyways by the kingpin and saying, nigga, if you don't run me my money, I'm gonna run you a damn fade. You got X amount of days to run me up my coin. And when the goons came up through the sanctuary, he already knew. Face down, ass up. He already knew what time it was. He had to waste no time figuring out nothing, because he already had been pulled into the kingpin's chambers, baby, and been given his marching orders. So
I just got one more statement. I just got one more statement to that pussy ass bitch. Because my thing is this. I've always been the type of person that's always talked about reform, prison reform, and actually having empathy for people who went to jail and actually served the time and actually showed redemptive qualities as if they learned something, got a degree, whatever. But my thing is this is where I always have an issue, is that when you sit out there and give people the grace and actually treat them like they're human and actually give out empathy, they will literally spit in our motherfucking faces. And I'm about to call out some religions, y'all. If y'all, once again, if it don't apply, let it fly. Muslims, hoteps, motherfuckers that get saved up in prison, but then want to go back and spit in the face of queer people, and just so they can sit on their goddamn soapbox and shit on a group of people. But yet, you're gonna be the first one to try to send us to hell. But yet, you sit up there and did a drive-by in your past. You sit up there and did a drive-by in your past on a goddamn women, children, and a whole bunch of men. But yet, you're gonna be the first one to send me to hell, bitch, and call me the F word, bitch. Niggas ain't shit, and they ain't got nothing else but audacity. The audacity, the niggatry and the bigotry. That's what the fuck that shit is. That's it.
Right. And then on top of that, in jail, having relationships with men, but then gonna come out acting like you just better than everybody else. Allegedly.
But that's the thing about how people participate in their own oppression. You're participating in the same homophobia that has you uncomfortable being transparent about whatever took place in terms of same-sex activities in your life, whether it was voluntary, whether it was sincere, or whether it was under sexual assault. And I don't understand how men don't understand that they participate in the silencing of their own selves, the silencing of other men when they perpetuate that homophobia. Like, now you can't even speak about your own shit because you're willing to uphold patriarchy and everything that it gave birth to. And you probably sitting here in your inner man struggling with God knows what has happened to you as a kid, or God knows what happened to you in 20 years worth of prison time, or God, like, you can't even start to deal with that because it don't make sense to you. And I feel sorry for men in that way. Are you back, a one community?
Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, you're back.
Oh, shit. I've been back. I just been listening. I just been listening.
What are your, like,
what's going on? Freck was going to fuck up.
So what are your thoughts? Like, is this stage to you? And what do you think about the idea that there's an appropriate way to respond to traumatic events?
I don't think, you know what I mean? Everybody responds to different traumatic events different, just like you can't tell a person how to grieve. You know what I mean? People react to things differently, but you know what I mean? It's a very tense situation. Usually people will be scared in situations. You might.
Uh-oh, another audio.
Going out again.
That devil working.
Am I muted?
Okay.
Oh, you're back.
We can hear you now. You can hear you now. So whatever you just did, you did something right.
It just muted me for some reason. But even like that, but even if, let's say the thing's staged, I don't know if it's staged or not.
Uh-oh, it's back again.
I think he got a shortage.
Back again, I want community. I think you got a shortage.
In my wire? Probably in my connection wire.
Yeah,
Probably in my connecting wire.
Right there.
Right? But even if the person walked behind the camera should move this way and not that way. If you walk in front of the camera, that might make the camera move left. If you hit the nozzle or the thing that's holding the camera behind there, if you brush by it, it's going to make the camera literally go to the right, though. So in that sense, I don't know. It might be a little funny. But let's say
But what would be the point, though? So let's say it was intentionally tilted. What was the whole point?
I'm gonna say, right? So let's say it was staged, right?
Tilting that camera saved the robbers. They were kind of out of view as they were plummeting through the pastor's pockets.
Did it save the robbers, or did it not see really what was really happening to him? We didn't get a view of really what was happening to him. We'd have had a direct view of what was happening. We'd have seen the change.
But that may have been the intentions of the robbers. Obviously, they were going to be in view because they're doing the robbing.
That's
so
real
they
too.
obviously wanted this out
That's
of
real
camera
too.
change in case they could be identified. Because robbers don't look to be identified. They don't look to be caught in the act in that way. So
that's real too.
But
I
if
can
that
see
was
what you're
the
saying
case,
there.
then he would have done what I'm sorry, I forgot your name. What he said earlier, they would have just snatched the camera off or knock it all the way down if I didn't want you guys to see
So
what
that's why I think it was an accident. I think that there wasn't any intentionality behind it. I think it was just they were running past it, walking past it. It did whatever it naturally did. They knew what they were coming to do. They knew, so they was
focused.
They didn't even throw over the laptop that was sitting on top of the altar. They didn't rummage the place. They didn't destroy nothing. They got what they needed and hauled ass.
Yeah, but like, let's say it was a stage thing, though, right? This could still bring notoriety. It makes whatever church or him himself get bigger. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's say Mayor Adams is doing something in New York, dealing with all the guns, the gang violence, the drill culture, and a lot of things like that. You're already mating up with Mayor Adams. Now that could push him a little further into some arms or some people that's kind of, you know what I mean? So in some ways, it could possibly help him in some ways. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the jury, you could get the jury back. It's a win-win for you if you could get the jury back.
He's already. Can y'all hear me? He's already friends with the mayor.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So
it's no way to go from there. Like I don't believe that was the intention. I believe it was a real incident, but I just believe he's creating a false narrative.
Okay, I like that thought too.
Trying to make it seem as though he's been victimized, but I do believe that it was completely staged in a sense of, if he has the FBI on his tail investigating him, he has all these lawsuits, he has to find a fast, quick way to come up with some money, because possibly within the next 3 to 4 months, we don't know when he's going to court with these alleged victims, you know. So he definitely will have to pay that back. And if he's found guilty of anything fraudulent involving money, per the FBI's investigation, he's going to have to pay
You
restitution.
got to pay for restitutions. Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? There
He
can
getting that
definitely
lawyer fee money up, that restitution money up. He getting his salary together.
Yeah, because remember, he said the value of the jury originally he said was $400,000 or whatever, but the estimated value of it is $1 million.
Like $1 million or something, right?
That can go a long way, you know what I'm saying, for the intentions of trying to, have some money set up to the side
Secure
for
something, secure a bag. Yeah.
But I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to clown because I had a video of
I like
him
the points.
when he went live after the exchange with Larry. This guy is really like you know how some people talk and don't really realize that they're telling, like literally exposing themselves. He's that type of individual. He was so busy boasting about the celebrities that have been saved under his ministry. He was just name dropping, 50, Keisha Cole, Frederick Starr, and I mean just name dropping all these celebrities and saying how they got saved under his ministry. They're a part of his ministry. And I'm looking at these videos of this building and I'm like, sir, I saw the first picture of the old building. You're not going to tell me that these people came to your church it's no way. That just speaks fraud altogether, with you saying that you have these celebrities like that have the means to help build. I know if they're part, we already know anybody that's in the church sector that really knows church.
Maybe they might have virtually attended, but ain't no damn way.
Yes, but what I'm going to say is that we know that anytime you are a part of an organization, you donate, tax write-off, period. So it's no way that, yes, on Reckless?
Wait, I'm gonna let you finish because I just saw a picture of this
That's
bitch.
what Larry said, is that Larry is saying, he's alleging that Blackhead is using a lot of the perks that the church is granted because it's separate from state, so they can avoid taxes, and it's a way
So that money could have
a
came
lot
in.
of things underneath the nonprofit of the church, etc., versus him as a person and all of that, so that the church is a cover for him to do other things.
And then he had the nerve to say on that particular live, I was keying. He really was talking about meet him at the beach because he baptizing people at the beach. And I'm like, sir, you don't even have a pool. That building looked like it only has one exit. It looks really condemned. The windows are boarded out. Like, you are thinking of no one, not even your own family. You want us to have empathy and feel, some type of compassion for your family. But sir, you don't care about nobody but yourself, because you're literally every Sunday, every time you walk in that building with your family and those people, you are putting these people in danger. Like, what if that building caught on fire? It looks like it's only one way in and one way out.
It is. I know
it
that's
looks like stairs. I really believe on people came in calmly. I believe when they left out calmly because the stairs look unstable. Okay.
Yeah.
But you're going to brag. You're going to brag and boast on your live about. He said he don't fool with church people. He only fool with street niggas. He was so telling. You only deal with street niggas. You owe somebody some money, sir.
So he owned that whole block. That's my one though.
No, he said he just purchased the whole block.
You don't
Well, he said that, and Larry said that upon research, nobody could verify.
You don't own that block right there. He don't own that block. That's on Remsen.
Or
He
he owns any block.
That's not the block he's
Or
talking
that
about.
he owns any block. He might own it in terms of street code.
You don't own that block.
He's very telling on himself, guys. He's very telling, and I believe that I don't think nobody has control, has any type of way to, guide him with any influence. Let's say it that way. He would just stay off alive, but he can't help himself. He cannot help it. Like, he has to get on and argue long before he got into this combative situation with Larry and with Genesis. He literally was arguing with the people in the comments that were asking questions. Nobody was even attacking. People were asking, like, is it real? But when he did the live after he was on the robbery, he was so calm. I mean, his emotions, like, I was like, okay, Conscious, I thought about everything you said earlier. I thought that initially, like, everybody does not experience trauma the same way. Their reaction is not the same. But you're not going to have this much hostility towards Larry or Genesis unless there's some truth to it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're saying. That's a problem.
I just want to say one thing, Conscious,
Oh.
so I can go.
Yes.
Who that, Mickey?
Yeah.
Yes, Minky Finky.
Minky Finky.
But you gotta say MF, say Minky Finky.
Minky Finky.
Yes. The Andrea knew what's up with R. Kelly. She knew. Now, the pastor's wife or bishop's wife, he prepped her. Knew what's up. How you just gonna rob him and then gonna tap him on his collar and you didn't give him the rest of your chains and rob him? That does not make sense.
Right.
It's not right.
Look, this sounds like a plan that probably wasn't also thought out well, because clearly for him to have did 20 years, he was sloppy in his antics 20 years ago.
But I'm gonna say this: he's like on the episode Living Color when the Damon Wayans put the dude in prison. That he's smarter than the way he is, as far as dictionary smart. That's how he played himself. He played himself on this robbery. That's what he did.
Damn sure did.
Yeah.
Damn sure did. But it's one thing though. You heard when Larry asked him about the money, he said, how much millions of money you put besides out yourself? How much are you putting into the church? Yo, he went.
He went plumb off.
Couldn't say nothing.
That's the point I was saying.
He went plumb off, and he has narcissistic behavior. And like I said before, he has a black cloud around him. They're always black. He ain't right. And what Larry Reid said, the FBI gonna come and get him. It's gonna be sooner than later.
Yeah. Well, they estimated in a few months. Some people saying like 2 to 3 months.
They're gonna be sooner than that.
So his
I
home
say before that.
His home, yeah. Because his home was allegedly raided 2 months ago, and they took his cell phone and things. So they figuring out what's going on. But yes, Reckless. Mm-hmm.
I think it's very interesting how this son of a bitch is sitting up here talking about some motherfucking body. Then I went on this bitch page on Instagram. This bitch looked tacky as hell. The bitch dressed like Captain Crunch. Look at this tacky. I probably should have showed my screen, bitch. But I don't want to show him on the screen his children on there. But he looked tacky as shit. Bitch sitting up there over there trying to call somebody the F word. Bitch, his motherfucking lips are more moisturized than any motherfucker on this goddamn anybody on this damn panel. Now, it's different between moisturize and lip gloss, bitch. So while you sitting there trying to uphold patriarchy doesn't even allow your ass to have your lips moisturized to a certain degree, bitch. I just couldn't believe it. Had the tacky ass motherfucking glasses. They pink as shit. Bitch, like a goddamn gospel version of Akon, bitch. Like, this is some... this is tacky. Oh, he always dressing like his ass going to fucking Easter Sunday.
So, Bedside, are you saying that the jury, I don't know if the jury he had on at the time was the actual jury that got stolen. So maybe he had on costume jury that mimicked the real jury, just in case these niggas really would run off with his shit. This might be staged, but it can't be real jury, and it also be insured either, because they don't insure fake jury. So whatever he initially had that allowed him to even get it insured had to be real.
Yeah.
You can't just slap insurance on just any old thing. That shit has to be appraised, has to be brought in. Like there's a whole process for jury to be insured. So, but yeah, he may have in fact had on costume jury at the time that he was robbed. So I gotta wrap this up. We've been here 3 hours. Does anybody have any parting words on the subject before we leave? Matter of fact, I'm gonna go. Okay, everybody's complete.
He ain't shit.
Love y'all.
All right, boo. Look, I'm gonna jump up in that Patreon and get the receipts. So I need to see what Larry got going on over that Patreon. Baby. We're gonna have to come back later and get into some more teams.
I'm coming back more. I love y'all. I love you, Conscious.
I love you.
Salute Conscious, salute Reckless, salute to everybody, man. Salute to the chat. You already know, subscribe to One Community.
Subscribe to One Community, man, over on YouTube. Shout out your social medias on One Community.
One Community on YouTube. One Community on YouTube. And subscribe to One Community on YouTube and on Instagram. Same thing. Love me, love.
I One Community. I mean, Sneaker Tony.
Antoine Blackwell. Look me up on Facebook.
Period.
Period.
Hey! Oh no, I ain't on Facebook. Damn, I ain't even on Facebook. So.
I'm sorry.
You ain't got Instagram, Tony?
I do. It's Antoine Blackwell. It's Antoine Blackwell as well.
Antoine Blackwell. Okay, I'm gonna add you on Instagram.
Please.
Okay. I'm gonna follow Antoine, honey. Antoine, like, it's stage, baby. Okay, now that's his truth. He's sticking to it, baby. That's it.
Sure will.
He's painting our face, honey. Mr. Blackwell painting our face. All right, Tony. And Miss Mika.
Yes, Conscious. I was just patiently waiting.
Yes.
This has been a key tonight.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thank you again. But yes, I agree with Reckless. I do believe that Andrea Kelly knew about what was going on. And I believe that this pastor's wife or the fake bishop, I believe she is in on the insurance fraud scam as well. Because my thing is, if you're
do y'all think that the wife gonna be going down too? Do y'all think that the wife will be going down too?
I don't. She may be, but I guess they can't testify against each other in court.
They're married.
Yes, but my thing is, your silence is compliance. So that's how I look at it for both her and Andrea, if that's the case. But yeah, because they're living a lifestyle that most people can't afford to live. So it's hear no evil, see no evil, see no evil, hear no evil.
For an ex-con who went to prison allegedly for fraud and scamming to have got out and basically become a millionaire essentially overnight. I mean, clearly not right in the buttermilk, or you know all the legit cheat codes in life, baby, to business and wealth. Either
and I don't know that
you either one son of a bitch who know all the pathways to legit success, or
all I can say, he's making us New Yorkers look really, really bad. But no, he does not own that block. Y'all
need to go to the local mayor, Mika, and have that damn building condemned, because there ain't no way that living people should be in that damn building.
Yeah, no one. Well, don't get me started on Mayor Eric Adams. I don't like him either, but
if any of the congregations is listening, you probably got about 3 more years worth of life, baby. You're gonna die from black mold and everything, sitting up praising the worship in that place, honey. You better join the virtual stream, baby. Okay, join the virtual family and get your worship on, baby. Don't you go up in there.
They better not. If they look like I know, don't go up in there. Like I said earlier, the ones that are there, take your wallets and your purses and run.
Yeah, it's a mess. Well, thank you for being up here, Mika. I love you, boo.
Thank you, Conscious.
Thank
Good
you,
night,
babe.
Good night.
Girl, you done. If anybody gonna focus on a homophobia in the situation, it's gonna be Reckless, y'all, baby.
My thing is, you cannot be over here being homophobic, but however you want grace and mercy when it comes down to you. You can't be patriarchal, and you want grace and mercy, misogynistic. You can't be like you can't uphold a hateful system and then expect people to sit up here and, oh my God, have mercy for him. No, it's not happening. Because it blew me, because I was like, my pendulum's gonna swing, because when I first came in, I didn't know too much. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not gonna go in or anything like that. But as Larry started to speak and I started to see things, and I was on my phone looking up things, I was like, well, hold up now, bitch. That pendulum most definitely swung all the way this way, and it was all the way to the left. Like, now you got it fucked up.
Baby, it's a lot. It's a lot. Well, thank you for being here, bro.
We'll talk, girl.
I'll call you. Bye. Let me shout out my contributors, Gruff. First of all, shout out to the doctor for this nasty donation, girl. I gotta have the doctor on more often, girl, if you're gonna be donating like this. Okay. Shout out to my personal pastor. Shout out to my future boss. Shout out to one of my best friends. Shout out, honey, okay, to social media mogul, our secular bald-headed man of Christ, for coming through with the exclusive, y'all. Make sure y'all share this stream out. I may also edit this video and edit out Larry's portion and re-upload that so that can do what it needs to do. But this was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful discussion. Shout out to Reckless. Shout out to all of my panelists, one community, everybody who came through and pushed through. Honey, I want to shout out Larry for his donation. I know Nancy piece of donation, honey. Shout out to Queen of Destiny. Shout out to Kendra, Jordana, Anita, Cocaine, and Washington for your donations. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Y'all know the Kings. I might be 30 minutes late. And I might have y'all up here for 10 hours at a time, baby. Okay? But when I come through, I comes the fuck damn through. Okay? I got some Patreon content coming tomorrow, girl. Probably gonna have Reckless join me in some of that Patreon shit tomorrow as well. So those of you who are in my Patreon, be ready, girl. Wednesday is yours. Okay. Thank you all for everything that's going on. If you guys have any more information about the situation, I know people were talking about him being close to the mayor. I don't know how y'all be knowing these things, but however y'all know these things, email me, honey. Email me, girl. We may have to come back and further our development of what's going on. I do feel sorry for the congregation. I'm 100% convinced that the congregation had no insight into this. Once again, people who do bad business are not trying. They don't. The whole goal is to be deceptive. So you just ain't gonna bring that many people into deception because you don't want to risk the accountability. Hey, Aaron, what's going on, love? You don't want to risk being caught up in your fuck shit. The more people that know, the more liable you are to be outed. Okay. So I feel sorry for these church folk who just, trying to just coming to serve the Lord, child, trying to come to get a piece of damn mind, and they had to experience gunpoint and robbery. And, I wanted to say this too. I don't have a made up mind. I know what the theories are. Either this was staged or it was genuine. If this was a genuine robbery, I definitely understand why old boy was triggered, despite the fact that he's led a life where he's taken advantage of people and exploited people himself. He's robbed from people. He may not have robbed them at gunpoint, but he's robbed people. That's what his arrest record, that's what his imprisonment tells us, is that he's a robber as well. And this was the point that Larry was trying to make, okay? That he couldn't really empathize with a thief being stolen from. And I totally understand that. What I will say is that the real reason he probably was triggered, Bishop Blackhead, isn't even because of the whatever. It probably was because who wants to be the minister who was in God's house that didn't have God in it? Who wants to be the man of God who don't actually have God with him? Who wants to be the shepherd who couldn't lead his flock? Like, who wants to be that? I'm sure he's humiliated and embarrassed that the place that he claimed God was and is, not only is God in him, but God is in his house. That he got to be the minister going down in history for not having such a relationship to God. That God would protect him and his baby and his wife and his supporters from this invasion. He's humiliated. Because in his mind, he's looking at this manifestation as this proves that God ain't with me. Because how could God be? Now, God can also work in mysterious ways. God has greenlit the devil to do a lot of shit to righteous folk for the sake of a greater plan. Who knows what's really at work here? What we do know is that any investigations that are so-called happening, what didn't come out in the watch will come out of the rents. And if this is being investigated, it'll all come out in the end of the end. So we're going to keep our eye on the story. Y'all stay prayed up, man. Let me tell you something. Religion has been exposed for a decade now. Thanks to the King Jives and the Larry Reids and the Christian Post, we've been able to see a whole nother side to the church, a whole nother side to these so-called leaders, a whole nother side to religion. If there's any time to get to know God for yourself and stop letting someone else be responsible for your relationship, it is the time is now for you to know God for yourself. You don't need no motherfucking pastor. Matter of fact, to hell with pastors. If you gon' understand the word, you need to get under a historian. You need to get under a scholar, okay? Someone who knows more than just have the ability to read, but somebody who has the proper understanding to unpack history, language, who understands context, okay, who deals with things contextually and historically, honey, because that's a whole different type of understanding. Oh, Nick at Night shouted me out. Oh my goodness. Tell Nick at Night, thank you for the shout out, love. I'm gonna have to check out Nick at Night. Nick at Night, as you guys know, is another wonderful content creator out here on these streets. Make sure that you guys check out Nick at Night out here on these YouTube streets, honey. I'm gonna check her out as soon as I get finished, honey. Shout out to the YouTube family. You guys stay prayed up. Thank you guys for the support. We'll be back here tomorrow. Girl, y'all been sending me a lot of things y'all want me to talk about, so I'm gonna, figure it all out. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.